News for you. Interesting news.
It's Blake and Aaron's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Brought to you by J. Michael, fashion for everyone. Good day. Good day, Sandy.
Good day, Blake. How you doing? Everything's good?
Everything is good. What do you got?
Fantastical. All right. So we've got some breaking news for you. I don't know if you heard about this story, but this
was this Senator Ted Cruz that is on an island?
No, definitely not.
We should just escort him off island as quickly as possible.
Bigger news than that. Former President Donald Trump is facing more legal woes. Oh my gosh, they just are stacking it on him. Rightfully so, if the evidence proves to be correct. But he has now been charged with his 4 felony counts for his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. The evidence that they have put together, the indictment documents, are shocking. Grand jury returned and said, yep, he's to be charged. Conspiracy to defraud the United States, witness tampering, and conspiracy against the rights of citizens and obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. So crazy. The charges were unsealed 2 weeks ago after the former president said that he learned that he might be charged with a federal grand jury investigating the January 6, 2021 event on the U.S. Capitol. Yeah. So, and I don't think they're quite done with him yet. But anyway, we will continue to monitor that situation.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Trump is a criminal and not probably, he's the most corrupt U.S. president in the history of the United States.
Yeah, seems so.
And it marks the first time a former president has faced criminal charges for trying to overturn the bedrock of democracy, the free and fair election, and try to reverse his defeat with dishonesty, fraud, and deceit. Now, here's the thing as well. So these are federal charges. If Trump got elected president, or if another Republican got elected president, they could pardon him and make him not guilty on any of those charges. They could overturn any of those convictions. Yes. Now, what they can't do as president is overturn or pardon him on a state level, and that is what's still to come in Georgia. The overturning of election in Georgia indictment, which is just a couple of weeks away.
Wow. Boy, you've been keeping up with American politics.
I know how
I can't blame you. But well, we're gonna keep an eye on it. I might have to have you on the show to break it down for us.
Okay. I am on the show. What are you talking about?
I'm
breaking it down.
All right. So listen, the police have admitted that the fire at the which we told you already, but they've officially said it, that the fire at the police station in Northside was deliberately set, and their investigations continue. We happen to know that there's actually CCTV footage that kind of caught the person red-handed. So if I were him, I'd just go hand myself in and save the RCIPS the trouble of coming to look for me. All right. Not local, but Cuban tattoo artist has been charged with multiple counts of assault. His name is Changan, a Cuban national living in the Cayman Islands for over a decade. He denied assaulting a female at Savage Ink Studios on West Bay Road, where he worked as a tattoo artist at the time. He appeared in court on July the 21st, pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of indecent assault and 1 count of another assault in relation to the incident dating back in December of 2022. So very, very interesting case. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the details that we happen to know about that situation this morning. So make sure that you tune in. Canada. Interesting. Google and Facebook restrict Canadian news. This is after, so Google and Meta, parent company to Facebook, will block links to Canadian news for people in Canada in response to a new law that requires technology companies to compensate publishers for linking articles. So I actually heard about this from a Canadian. They were like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And to actually see pop up on our social media platform to say people in Canada can't see some of your content. In response to Canadian government's legislation, some content from news publications, such as posts, stories, and reels, can't be viewed in Canada. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, check out the story. A lot of people are accusing the Canadian government of trying to stifle free and open journalism and news. I'm absolutely shocked by that. And then on a final note, let's say big congratulations to Clyde Glidden, who won the water sport racing. It's the SBT P1 Aqua X, Lake Fest, held over the weekend in Indiana. I know, quite a name. He was victorious in the AM 300 class race, where he is a watercraft rider. So congratulations to this young man. Did well, making us proud.
All right, marketing 101. Let's shorten the name. Make it easier.
I know, right? Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Title for the event.
Precisely. So, yes, congratulations to that young man. Those are some of your news headlines this morning.
All right, we'll catch you on Bobo right now. 89.1 FM. We'll see you tomorrow on KISS for our Thursday headlines. Have a good one.
All right. All right, folks. Buenos dias. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Let me just grab some links for everyone. Sit back, relax. We got less than a minute left. I'll put on some little beloved Isle K-Man music in the meantime.
Bigger, better, bolder.
The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio.
We are still spilling the tea.
And committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman.
Live, direct.
It's the cold, hard truth. Now. Join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
All right. Good morning, Cayman. Raise and shine. It is time to get up and at 'em. How are you guys doing today? Beautiful people. Everybody's good? Happy Wednesday. You know what they call it? Hump Day Wednesday, because we're pretty much halfway through the week already. From here on, it's like sliding into Friday. Why not? Hope you guys had a good night's rest. And we are here to tackle the issues as always. Yes, honey, chill. We're going to be getting it. So two things that we're definitely going to talk about today. One is track. Let me try and get the proper name of these vehicles because somebody's like, Sandy. I ended the show yesterday and I'm like, ching, chang, chung, chung. I don't know what the heck they're called. Hold on. It is called Changan. Yes. Changan. I gotta do this by phonics. Yes. Changan. What a hot mess. What I would say is some clear issues there, which we're going to try to break down for some of you beautiful folks this morning. In addition to that, we're actually going to talk about this case of the tattoo artist that has been essentially accused of rape. And there were tons of warning signs that everybody was ignoring. Yeah. Not entirely surprised that people were so happy to ignore this situation. But y'all know we're going to break it down. Hot mess. Mm. All right. So yesterday we ended the program with me on the phone with GoDaddy, and I wanted to update you all on kind of where we got with that situation, because it was a little bit painful trying to get my domain back. But I'm happy to report that perseverance is the way to do things in life, honey child. It paid off in the end. So I had sent in, as I knew I had, all the details on Friday. They couldn't find it based on the email address that I had provided or the domain. And, I was a little bit confused because I saw this message come in about, recovery from the recovery team. But the message, they got to do a little bit of a better job with this. The message didn't say that it was from GoDaddy or anything like that. So I was like, the email didn't come from GoDaddy. It's like care@services.secureserver.net. I'm like, who are these people? You can't be too careful in this day and age, right? You've just got to double check and triple check everything because you don't know who's trying to scam you. So I thought, okay, I know that I put this thing in, but this could just be coincidentally a spam email. So I didn't want to trust it kind of off the bat. And then when I was speaking to the lady yesterday, and I said to her, she was asking me about this number. And I said, hold on a second. I went back, created a whole new ticket. And then when I created the ticket, that it actually gave me a very similar number, like this, the sequence was the same. It started out with the same alpha letters. I said, but this email that I got must be from GoDaddy. Like I said, it's confusing because they could do a better job, definitely, of identifying their company. Like you put the company name at the bottom. Hello. Strange, right? So anyway, once I was comfortable then that was probably not spam, I said, okay, let me give you the original number. So there it is. It says, thank you for your online submission. We've not yet reviewed your request, but we'll be getting in touch with you soon. Like, it's so nondescript as well. Like, you think they'd put like something a bit more, I don't know, a logo, something. Once your reply has been reviewed, we'll let you know if we need anything else or if you're good to go. Regards, account recovery team. And I'm like, okay. I'm not so sure. No information at the bottom. No, it's just bizarre that there's this is exact email that they're sending. This is it. Anyway, I was able to then give her that number, and she was able to pull it up. And I basically stayed on the phone. I'm like, I'm not hanging up this call. I need this resolved now. I've not had email access since 4:00 Friday morning, and I need my emails. So she was kind enough to stay on the phone with me, and at the same time messaging, because apparently this recovery team, you can't call them, you can't reach them by phone. They are email only. And I know, and it's so weird, but in the world of like support and whatever, there are certain departments that they don't allow you to call by phone. I guess they'd probably get nothing else done, right? And also because they have to verify who they're talking to. A phone line is not as secure because you can be anybody in the phone. But, email, they can trace IP addresses. They can do all sorts of stuff. So eventually they were able to reset my recovery email is how they did it. And then I was able to use the original account number that they sent me and log in and whatever. So if you are still dealing with this situation, and I know a number of people said that they were, and just to bring everybody else up to speed, this is if you had a .ky domain recently, and they were migrating them over to GoDaddy, And apparently for some of us, we have lost access or control to our domain for various reasons. Turns out it was saying that a payment was due in July for me. But again, I never got an email about any of that stuff. So I'm like, okay. Somebody dropping the ball a little bit. But I guess because I didn't do the initial migration when I got that message back in February, because I just didn't see that email. Anyway, all's well that ends well, as they say. So thankfully, I've got my email back. And once I made the payment, you know what I did? I said, honey, child, I'm not fooling with this every year now, right? I said, let me just go pay 5 years worth of, domain services. I paid for 5 years. I don't have to think about it for another 5 years. Boom, it's done. And once they, updated it, it takes a little bit to what they call propagate. It's like it has to show back up on the World Wide Web. And once they did that, then I was able to start getting my emails. And then all of my emails started to come in that were, people were sending over that time period. They started to then come in. So that was fantastic. Yeah, I got my emails back. Good morning, Miss Vernita. Stevens here. Good morning to Miss Morna. Wee. Miss Morna says, good morning, Sandy. Blessings as always. Thank you. Miss Olivia's here, sending everybody morning greetings. Juanita. Miss Juanita in the house. Oh, look at that little chunky baby in your picture. Is that a grandbaby? So cute. Evelyn says, good morning, Sandy and the Mall Road Massive. Thank you. Good morning to Miss Iva. Miss Dorothy McLeod is here. We've got Diamond Princess. Marianne, thank you so much for joining us. Keisha, hey Keisha, how you doing, honey chill? First Lady Jayanne says, good morning, lovely people of the Cayman Islands, and to all other countries watching, have a blessed day. Miss Olive is in the house. She says, good morning, Sandy. And classmates, yeah, I'm early this morning, and I'm in the front of the class. Isn't that beautiful? Miss Beulah is here. Angela's here. Patricia, Marshall, Debbie, Miss Bonnie. Isn't it good to be in the front of the class, paying attention? You can see everything when you sit up front, and you can hear everything too. Alejandro, Robert. Irvlin says, thank God for that. Yeah, boy, email is back. What sounds strange, Alejandro? I'm not sure. Set a reminder in your PC. Well, normally, I have other services with GoDaddy, and I must say that they're actually really good about sending you reminders of stuff. So that's why I'm surprised that they only sent one message about this migration from Uniregistry. That's not really normally like them. Like they'll send you, your deadline for migration is coming up in a week. That's normally how they do things. So it is a little bit bizarre that I didn't get those messages, because normally by like the second notification, I'm kind of paying attention, like, ooh, GoDaddy's messaging me again. Morning to Miss Andrea. For the next payment, yes. But like I said, now that it's with GoDaddy, they message you about payments. I think it's really because I hadn't registered or moved this over through this process that they wanted. Now, I was asking them about merging like all of my GoDaddy stuff together, because you got this over here and that over there, and you can't remember where is which, blah, 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 blah. And they said that for right now, they're encouraging people. So again, if you have a .ky and you already had something with GoDaddy, they're saying don't merge it quite yet, because they're still working it all out for the stuff that they're taking over from Uniregistry. So the young lady on the phone did say that she would not recommend merging the two accounts at this time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take your advice, because obviously you know something going on. Thomas says it's called DNS propagation. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I'm a little bit familiar with it. I've had it happen before, honey child. Ken says, buenos dias, Sandy. Today is Mother's Day in Costa Rica. Oh, Mother's Day on a Wednesday? Is it because it's the same date every month? Like, is it August the 2nd? Or is it like the 2nd or the first Wednesday in August. That's interesting. Huh. I mean, I guess, Mother's Day can be any day, but well, happy Mother's Day to everyone in Costa Rica. What a beautiful country. So Alejandro says, can't you do it that it's automatically paid for? I mean, technology, not that old. Yes, you can. But like I said, the real issue here is that GoDaddy, I hadn't logged in with this new account. So basically, I didn't have a GoDaddy account for the .ky domain yet, because they're taking those over again they've taken them over from Uniregistry in terms of the management, right? So, but yeah, you can automate payments. Sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't, especially with these things, because I might actually want to review what I'm paying for and what I have. Folks, you got to keep an eye on your nickels and dimes. Because believe me, it all adds up. So sometimes you sign up for stuff and you don't even know you signed up for it, or you're never even using it. There was something the other day, I'm trying to remember what service, and I try to pay attention now, because a $50 here and a $50 here adds up. So there was something the other day. Oh yes, this Apple News service. Now, we're in the business of news. So as a business expense, I subscribe to some news services. But I do the big ones, like I actually do Miami Herald, because Miami Herald has a lot of really good, well-written articles. So I do them. I do the New York Times. Do I subscribe to the Wall Street Journals? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. But I have a couple publications that I do actually subscribe to. Yes. And okay, let me just send her this. So please see attached booking form. Okay. Excuse my manners while I send someone who is looking to do something urgently today the correct documentation. Yeah, so I saw that Apple News, they have a service which I'm going to look at closely, but they kind of collate news from different locations, but then they have very unique, news, like stories themselves, which I think is sometimes kind of interesting. So I like to get news, all over the place. And so what I ended up doing, though, is I was like, okay, that's like $10 a month for them. They're a little bit pricey, to be honest. But the most important thing is I realized that I had subscribed for it, signed up for it, and I've never used it once. This don't make no money sense. And we all do this. We subscribe for things and services, and we just don't use them. So this is my thing. If you're not going to use it, don't pay for it. That's a waste. That is literally a waste of money. Yes, you might have to pay for information. You might have to pay for, data or different things. But if you're not using it, you're literally flushing toilet down the super information highway. So, you know what else I tend to waste money on? Like I'll see stuff that come in, sign up for this for your kids. And, then they can go online and do online learning. And again, never use it. And all those things add up. So I've been really paying close attention to when stuff comes up for renewal. Is this something that I've used? Am I getting value for money? Does it make any sense? That sort of thing. And if the answer is no, I am quickly hitting that let's cancel this subscription button. Apps on your phone. Sometimes you end up paying for stuff. There is a video editor thing that I use. I only do basic, like putting clips together, maybe a little voice overlay. If I need anything more complicated than that, I go to the experts, because I'm not a video editor and I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, right? So I pay to have somebody do those things. But, if it's something simple and I can kind of do it myself, I do have an app that I use, but then they're always charging like, get, additional sounds and templates and this and that, and, pay a little extra per month, and you sign up for it. And again, never use it. So that's another thing that I recently canceled. I'm like, nope, got to watch my pennies, honey child. Every little bit helps. And these are the things that, you gotta be on the lookout for. So Um, okay, let me just check something here. Oh, yes. That's interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Reminder to please send. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So, yes, buenos dias to Melissa. Juanita says that's her grandbaby. So cute. Ay, 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 so cute. Everton, good morning to you. Miss Ruby's in the house. Hey, Ruby, we've not seen you in a minute. Love the profile photo. Joe is here. Good morning, Joe. I'm in the back of the class with my pen in my mouth today, says Alejandro. Speaking of pen in the mouth, you know what I do up to this day? I put pen and pencils in my hair. Anybody else does that, or is that like super weird? So I don't know why, but I just stick them in my hair, and sometimes I forget that they're there. So day before yesterday, Jana was home, and I was like, okay, you got to do some schoolwork. Took out her little book, her school book. You know, they have these awesome books called Summer Bridge. When your kids are home during the summer, parents, listen very, very carefully to me. They lose a lot of what they learned during the school year. So it is your responsibility as a parent to not let them sit on the iPad all day long. Trust me, they're going to get enough time on it anyway. They want to be gaming and they want to be on the iPad. Listen, get these Summer Bridge books. You can order them off of Amazon. If you go to the United States, you know where it has them at a really, really good price. Sam's Club. And they'll have like the different grade levels. So like, you know, pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, grades 1 and 2. And they cover a variety of like all the different topics. So they'll do like reading and math and social sciences and everything. And then basically you can go through these different exercises with them every single day. So she was doing some in her workbook. We have tons of them. I'm always buying them. I'm trying to see if I have one handy, but they're fantastic. So we were doing some work, and then she came to me and she's like, where's my pencil? And I was like, I don't know. Didn't you just have it? She's like, I had it in the desk and then it disappeared and now I can't find it. I'm thinking, girl, you need to keep a better watch on your stuff. You know, you're 6 years old now. You're soon going to be 7. Know where you put stuff. And then all of a sudden she's like, it's there in your hair. I felt so embarrassed. I was like, it is? Oh my God, sorry. So I was like helping her with something, took her pen and stuck it in my hair. Good morning, Janice. Barbara is here. John LaRue says, I'm on my second renewal with GoDaddy since Uniregistry sold to them. It's seamless. Second already? Wow. Olive. Miss Alice is here. Evelyn says, me too. Is that in relation to the pen in the hair? Buenos dias to Miss Alba. Yes, always sticking pens in my hair. And then you forget that they're there. Miss Morna says she's going to sit in the second row of class this morning, right in front of you. Alejandro says, yep, I used to do that in school. Pens, only I draw with pencils. Yes. So if you see me walk around with a pen or pencil in my hair, you know what's going on. I've just literally stuck it there and totally forgot about it. Oh, well, she saw it eventually. She's like, what? It's in your hair. And I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, go find your pencil. But I had it right there and it disappeared. I'm thinking these things don't just disappear. Well, apparently they disappear and end up in my hair. All right, beautiful people. We got a lot to talk about this morning. How y'all feeling, honey chill? Y'all feeling good? Big shout out to our corporate sponsor. Today is Wednesday, and that would mean that it is Burger King. Oh, yeah. I got some gift certificates with them that I'm always forgetting to hand out. I got to give y'all some gift certificates if you feel like treating yourself every once in a while. I'm not saying go there every day. Every once in a while. And have healthier options. They do have meatless burgers and salads and stuff that you can choose from. And even water is on the menu. All right. So let's talk about this Changan. What a hot mess. So let me see if this is the message. Oh, no. That's the other one. That's Credit Union. Hold on. Let me get my Changan messages out. Oh, God. You guys have been inundating me with messages about these people. I'm surprised they're still in business given what appears to be this track record of really PP. You figured out. PISS, poor customer service. Wow. Y'all are not happy about these people, none at all. Let me break it down to you, or for you, I should say. So, the original message I got, was this one. Okay. On a different topic, has anyone complained to you about issues with the Changan dealership? I know several persons who have had issues with their Changan vehicles, and the lack of professionalism at the dealership is appalling. Wow. Worth looking into, as not everyone has a lawyer to challenge them. One person finally got a response after threatening them to come to you. People are having to wait for 1 year plus for replacement parts, etc. Well, since yesterday, I have seen and heard from a number of people who all say that they are having very, very similar issues. It's shocking. And, I suppose on the one hand, what is even more shocking is the fact that I have not really heard anything about these people before. And I know one person who has one of their vehicles. Brand new vehicle, the first month, she already started experiencing issues. Now I'm thinking, this is just a fluke, but she's like, Sandy, this is going on, that's going on. And then they're claiming that, they always have some excuse like, I don't know if that's going to be covered and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, there's really nothing wrong with it. That's just how it is. And she's like, no. Something not adding up, honey chill. Something is not adding up. Now that I hear there are numerous complaints, see, this is where in the Cayman Islands, we need consumer protection legislation. In the UK, in the States, you have consumer protection. You buy something and listen, I don't know what these vehicles go for, but I'm sure they're not $10,000, right? How much do they go for, folks? Probably $35,000. That's a lot of money. Most of you don't have $35,000 just laying in the bank account. So this is considered a high ticket item. And when you purchase a high ticket item, right, you don't expect within a month of having a brand new car that things are going to not be working, electronics are going to be acting up, and stuff is going to be falling apart. So when I'm hearing these stories, I'm just like, this is extremely concerning. And it's not just one person, it's multiple people. Now, I will have you all know that people who don't even own a Changan have reached out to me on different levels and shared their experiences. And none of them, not a single person, has contacted me to say that it has been a good experience. What a hot mess. Now, this is no bueno. This is really not a good situation. How is it possible that one company, and I understand it's a company called Track, could have so much PP service that, everybody's complaining? I'm just like, this is really not good news. I'm going to read to you some of the messages that I have received, because it's pretty wild if you ask me. And I see some of you commenting right here in this message section as well. One individual shared, let me share this message with you. And she doesn't even have a Changan. She says, do not, so yesterday morning at 5:53 p.m., she says, do not buy a car from Track Automotive. Worst car company on island. Scammers. I'm like, those are very strong words to use about a company. Worst service. Liars. I'm like, grab my handkerchief. I was like, damn. I said, they have such a bad reputation? Jeez, some peace. I said, well, you know me, I'm going to stick with a Mercedes or Honda, honey chill. She said, when they became the range dealer, I had to experience them. Let me just explain to you. This person does not have a Changan. They have a, what's the other car called? Range Rover. And apparently they're also the Range Rover dealership or dealer. And this person has had to deal with them. And they're like, they are the worst, Sandy. Now, honey child, I don't need to tell y'all that a Range Rover don't go for no few little pennies. Okay. They're considered, a high-end vehicle. I don't know what they go for, but I would have to guess that they're probably in the 50 and 60 and up category for sure. When you buy these vehicles, right, that are a luxury vehicle, they carry a particular brand, you're expecting the dealers to have the best possible customer service. That's part of the brand. And remember the experience I was telling y'all about yesterday with my first Mercedes that I had way back when I first moved back to the Cayman Islands? I had myself a little A-Class. The car was great. The dealer, not so much so. The service was so poor. Talk about unprofessionalism, that I had to, on my own accord, back in the day, reach out to Mercedes directly and lodged a complaint. I was like, this is not representative of the Mercedes brand. And over the years, I was not the only one complaining about that particular company. Now, ironically enough, they're in the same spot as Auto House, who was the Mercedes dealer at the time. I remember a particular friend of mine had purchased a Mercedes for her husband. Some people got money like that, honey child. $80,000+ car back in the 1990s. And the owner at the dealer had sat in the car with his big bonky, broke some piece of plastic on the side, then turned around and delivered the vehicle, didn't inform the people that, oh, by the way, you have a broken seat, and then tried to fight them down when they're like, we're not going to accept delivery of an $85,000, $90,000 car with broken parts. Brand new? No, honey child, not going to work. So kind of crazy. What I know about these Changan vehicles is they seem to come with a lot of things, a lot of electronics, right? Now, some cars are like this. Take Tesla, for example. Man, if you've ever been in a Tesla, you get why Tesla owners really like those cars. I mean, high tech. It's telling you there's somebody right there on the side of the road. There's a cone. There's a, driving for, listen, they're tricked out with all kind of features. Having a lot of features is one thing. Having them actually work and work well is a whole other cup of tea, quite literally. So one of the complaints that we have received, morning, Paul, is along the lines of, let me see this, this. I was asking people, what's wrong with these vehicles? What are they doing? I don't understand. This person says the information/entertainment center that holds the radio, navigation, etc., was so dark that you could barely see the information on it. It couldn't pick up most of the radio stations, and the ones that it could were staticky. Bluetooth for the phone didn't work. Then within a month, the backup screen went out. My son lost a loan of the keys, and it took them nearly 3 years to replace it. Excuses after excuses. If you read the email, you'll see that I took it in several times, and I have other emails, and I made lots of calls to no avail. So here's the thing. It is one thing to have a product that might be giving you some problems and that is problematic. You know, things happen, even the best cars in the world. Okay. You're buying yourself a Mercedes, honey child. You might get that 1 in a million lemon or that 1 in a million that has a problem. And so it's not so much that the vehicles have problems, although given the number of complaints, I think that is a problem. But it's also how you deal with it. And this seems to be the issue. Set aside the quality of the car for a second, right? I think that they're not really the best quality in the world. Somebody just sent a link saying that they won some award. Thank you, Zabata. Says they won, what is it? Oh, I have to go look. Oh, yes, they won some award. And then he's sending other stuff at recalls around the world. Yeah, these things happen. Just like we saw with the airbag recall. The airbag recall has affected every brand. Remember, Car City was doing those for Hondas? It has affected every brand across all vehicles, including luxury vehicles as well. And that's not the point primarily. The point is when there is a problem, it appears that there's difficulty getting parts. And based on what people are saying to me, the customer service is less than stellar on this with this particular dealer. So I don't care how many awards they've supposedly won. If it takes you 3 years to get a mirror key replaced or to get a new dash screen or whatever, that's a problem. Listen to me and listen to me good. I had an HRV recently. And I noticed that sometimes, and some of these things are software, like software can update it. I noticed that there was like a little issue with the same entertainment center, dash cam or whatever. Sometimes it would just go blank. Yeah, completely. I was like, okay, that's weird. I notified Car City about it. They're like, no problem. Everything under warranty. We'll reach out to the manufacturer. We'll do a software update. The software update didn't work. They ordered a whole new unit. And it didn't take 3 years. It didn't take 6 months. It took no time at all. And boom, it was here. Bring it in. They put it back in. Bam, we're done. I get it. Electronics can go wonky. Things can happen. But I have a problem, quite frankly, when the level of service that I'm hearing about is what people are actually getting. Nobody should expect to wait for years. Now, let me tell you what someone who does not even own one of these vehicles had to say about the situation. Yep, another person just sent me the exact same thing. I was just about to say this. Listen very carefully to what I'm going to tell y'all. If you do not hear or understand anything else, right? You need to listen to what I'm about to tell you. Because you need to stop buying these vehicles. And when I say you stop buying them, I mean right now. Now, I know Track is going to get upset, and I'm sure I'll be hearing from them later. But insurance companies are writing off these brand new vehicles. Multiple people have told me this. Because the dealer is unable to get parts to fix them. But Lord Jesus, what did Sandy just say? Y'all listen very, very carefully to me because I'm going to say it again. Yeah? No parts. Somebody said, yes, please address them. Insurance companies are having to write off brand new vehicles because of the inability to get parts, and they're selling them based on frills. Everybody knows it. People in the insurance industry know it. And even the banks who are having to loan money for you to get these vehicles are now pulling back. Because why are they going to loan a vehicle to you that they know the second you need a part, because you're going to be paying on that car loan between 5 to 7 years. Do you think a bank is going to risk loaning you money on a car that is going to have so many problems and they can't get parts? One person said it took so long to actually get the part that the warranty on the vehicle ran out by the time the car part came. And of course, then they can tell you foolishness. Well, it's no longer under warranty, so you will have to pay for it. Blah blah blah. Morning caller, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Sunday. You see these old cheap Changan cars that they got running around the place. These Chinese.
And I didn't even know that they're cheap. How much are they going for?
No, well, when I say cheap, I mean quality.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I mean
because I don't know that the price tag is cheap.
And this is the thing. You see, got these businesses out here that basically all they want to do is just charge a extravagant price. And you know how they have some investors that are on this island that looking for the cheapest product so that they can kill in. Like they sell cheap products on this island for so freaking expensive. It is so ridiculous. It is stupid. They can go and buy a boatload of those things and bring it here and sell it for something that you have to take a whole year to save for. You know what I mean? It's stupid. It's stupid. Business here is being compromised by rich people paying for cheap products and making people more money every damn year. And it's ridiculous. I don't understand how they monitor.
Does anybody know how much these cars are going for? I mean, I know they have a whole line of different models and stuff. I'd like an idea of what it is that they're selling for because I'm very, very curious.
Yeah,
I know they have a
because
truck.
They're taking over Mercedes. They're taking over the Mercedes position. I mean, Auto House used to sell Mercedes, wasn't it? And then now they have these cars that look like Mercedes, but then they only last for a fraction, not even a percentage of the time that Mercedes are lasting.
Yeah, child. Try not to call them in the same name as Mercedes because that's night and day.
We was all complaining about how bad Mercedes are because they're German vehicles and then they always break and they're hard to find parts. Now we got a cheaper model with the same quality of Mercedes, but less.
Let me say this, right? As a person who loves a Mercedes, the car was never the issue. They will last. I mean, listen, I put my first car. I still saw her in the road after my ex-husband took her over, and I was surprised she was still driving because he's the worst with cars. It wasn't that they had any quality issues. It was that the dealer had bad customer service. And so back in those days, it was very, very difficult to get parts because they were coming directly from Germany. I can tell you that now a lot of these vehicles you can get for you can get the parts a lot quicker and they have expedited and you know what, when you have a company like Foster's Group who actually now owns a Mercedes dealership, they're able to actually keep parts in stock because they're not nickel and diming like the previous dealer, right? So that's why Mercedes pulled the dealership from him, because I reckon that they were sick and tired of getting all these complaints.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. And like I said, they have these big time people that want to take business away from people that are doing the business good, but because they have the money to do it, they're just doing it in a rate that people cannot keep up. So then when they take over the business, all they're doing is just selling a product and they're not managing it. That's all they're doing because they can sit down on the heavy cash load that is flowing in that they do not need. And that's all my point is on top of it, because I do painting, and whenever someone puts their price down, I have to value my things a little bit more, because when the things go on the shit basket, when the things go in the hell basket, then I get the profit when somebody realizes the foolishness that's going on. I'm sorry to tell people it like that, but I'm sticking with my quality.
Thank you, my dear. Sharon says you get what you pay for. KK says they're rubbish cars. They're around $30,000. $20K is the starting price. Wow. What a hot mess. So somebody else says, not sure if you mentioned this as yet, as I just joined, but I'm hearing that the banks won't even lend you money to buy these vehicles. I was just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, because banks have to know that we're going to be loaning someone money for this vehicle, and within the first couple months they're going to start having issues. Oh, no, honey child. Nope. Someone says that they're the most affordable and have an extended warranty and service period of 5 years, which is what most people are going for, but the dealer is misleading. I was going to buy my mother one, and I didn't feel confident with what they were telling me, and ended up buying my mom a Kia instead, because their service is top-notch and parts are always accessible. Yes, honey child. So banks don't want to loan you money to buy them. Here's another person says, I was going to get one, but decided not to after hearing all the horror stories. So they have a flyer here that says that the 2023 CS35 Plus Elite starts at $22,000. Mm-hmm. Well, this so-called 5-year warranty, when you can't even get parts or the service is so poor, I think is a problem. Somebody else says, I think that they can get close to $40,000 or more. So not cheap in cost, just poor customer service. Well, not just poor customer service. It seems like the build quality of these things appear to be a little bit problematic as well. Let me see. Changan. Let me see. I can't find anything. So again, they might be winning awards for I guess what you're paying for, but I don't know. I just don't know. So here's what one online source says. It says Changan is one of the latest brands to enter the local automotive market. While it's built a steady reputation in its home country of China, few Filipinos know of the brand. So this is autodeal.com. That's understandable. Changan only arrived on their shores in 2020. Despite its status as a newer brand, it has already brought several attractive models to the Philippines. It says, while the vehicles are arguably well designed and feature packed, there's still the question of quality and reliability. So apparently, Changan is often considered one of China's big four automotive manufacturers, together with Dongfeng, Fa Group, and Psych Motor. Never heard of any of them. So it's a recognizable brand in China. And then they give you a little bit of a rundown on the company's history. They seem to be selling cars, but I don't know. Seems like outside of China. I don't know. I don't know, honey child. I definitely wouldn't be buying one. It did say, this one says it ranked favorably in JD Power Vehicle initial quality study. Okay. Let me see here. All I can tell y'all is if it's a situation where the local vehicles for whatever reason is having issues, then I would be concerned. So Motor and Wheels gives you the 7 most common issues with these cars. And let me see what they say. Inability to start. That's number 1. Say what? That's a big deal, actually. A car that it has number 1 issue, inability to start. Okay. So it says that that there was some issue with, you try to start the engine, a clicking sound can be heard from the engine. This is the kind of sound you'd hear with a failing starter motor or weak battery. Unfortunately, the issue was not easily diagnosed for owners of the Cherry J11 and needed expert help. Okay. A simple battery wiring and fuse diagnosis was not sufficient because the problem was not that easy to fix. In most of these cars, the cause was traced back to a failing starter relay. The starter relay is responsible for sending power to the starter motor when you turn the ignition key. What a hot mess. All right. Number 2, fuel cap problems. Lord Jesus. A fuel cap allows access to the fuel tank so that You can put fuel in the car. If this cap is compromised, it can lead to fires and debris or water getting into the fuel tank and mixing with the fuel. This is exactly what happened with the Changan CS35 SUV, which debuted in 2012 in the Chinese market. Changan had to address the problem by offering free fuel cap replacements to curb the problem. Changan CS35 owners were reporting the problem when the fuel was getting mixed with water in their vehicles. And that affected, they say, about 12,000 cars in the Chinese market. And the company had to issue a recall according to government rules. Okay, then. Faulty fuel pump bracing. Okay, so they're saying that some of these SUVs, the J11, were shipped to Australia and then recalled due to a fuel pump fault. And the Chinese automaker issued a recall with the help of the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. You know, it's so great when you hear, ooh, Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, nice. Cayman, Consumer Commission, Consumer Protection Agency, doesn't exist. We have none. We don't issue any recalls here because no one is even looking out for the consumer. Well, we're trying here in CMR, but you know what I'm saying? There should be government taking these complaints. Government should have a complaint center, a consumer agency, and reporting and collating all of this information. Every time you have a complaint, you should be able to call somebody. No, sir. So it says that the issues facing the J11 have caused a slow introduction into the Australian market for the automaker. A cracked fuel pump brace may cause a fuel leak and potentially lead to a fire. Wow. Okay. And apparently that was happening too. Low crash test scores. Jesus, with all the accidents we have in Cayman here, you know. In the past few years, Chinese automakers have been receiving adequate and excellent crash test scores. However, this has not always been the case throughout the years, as various Chinese brands failed the test. The Brilliance BS6 is a Chinese car that recently saw some blowback because of terrible front impact tests. A 40-mile-per-hour crash test was undertaken, and the car's frame was severely deflected. This proved a lack of integrity in the car's frame and structure. Damn. Unfortunately, the side impact crash scores were just as bad as the frontal tests. The test was compared to other cars in the same segment, and they did not show such severe damage. Wow. Hot mess. The Cherry J11 also faced a recall due to poor side impact crash test scores. It was given a poor 2-star rating by ANCAP, whoever the heck they are. They claim that they were quite surprised and disappointed by the low score, given their internal scores were much higher. They vowed to improve the test results and admitted that it might take some time. Right. Number 5, poor quality issues. Every manufacturer in the world has an obligation to their customers to provide safe, reliable, and affordable cars. Some manufacturers use low quality materials to lower the cost of their cars. It is known that Chinese cars are affordable options compared to other global manufacturers, and that might be because they sometimes use cheap materials in the manufacturing of their models. Using poor material to make cars leads to issues such as rusting, low crash test scores, and poorly performing engines. This is where most Chinese automakers suffer compared to global brands. They're using thin metal for the body of the car, which leads to corrosion. Now, remember, we live in the tropics, and that salt spray is always an issue. It leads to corrosion and an easily scratched body. This then means that the car will lose most of its resale value. A bad engine design means that the car will suffer from periodic problems with multiple components. Critical systems and components, such as the fuel system and electrical system, may show problems early on. Perhaps the biggest problem with Chinese-made cars is that the low quality issues. Perhaps the biggest problem with Chinese made cars has to do with the engine problems. That is because issues with the engine are rather difficult and expensive to fix. And then they talk about electronic vehicles catching fire. They've had that issue with some of these Chinese EVs. Hot mess. Owners reported a burning smell coming from the car, which was because the wiring was burning. The batteries are reaching extremely high temperatures and burning the wiring inside the car, which produced a bad odor. So, number 7, copying famous brands. So, Chinese automakers have been known to copy car designs from famous brands. These includes copycats for brands such as Mercedes-Benz, Bentley, Porsche, and Volkswagen. Many Chinese models were copied from famous, well-designed vehicles and offered at lower pricing. Thanks to lawsuits and criticisms, this has lessened in recent years. Well, the Chinese, child, they're not too business with that. So, a copy of a famous car might look like the original, but it's very difficult to replicate the engine design. And the engine is rather expensive to copy and would increase the cost of the car. So, they're making it look good on the outside. They talked about this model called the Landwind X7, Zoti XR8, K1, all replicas of cars like the Range Rover, Porsche, and Mercedes-Benz GLA. They said even though these copies look almost exactly the same as the originals, the internal components cannot be replicated. The interior of these copycats are not well designed and are often not comfortable for long distances. This goes for the engine and power of the copied cars, which cannot be reproduced successfully. Okay. What a hot mess. So, long list of potential issues here. That was motorandwheels.com. Here's another problem. This person talking about my experience with Changan car and are Changan spare parts available. So this is a person online created an entire blog site. Saying that suffers from a lack of stability at high speeds, especially in curves and coils. On the other hand, the car is equipped with voice control from the steering wheel, allowing the driver to focus on the road. So again, full of features, but video test drives are also available. I don't know if y'all did that here, but you should be aware that the car has poor performance compared to other cars in the market. And they say that maintenance and service issues, the company, let me see here now. The company and its competence. So this is obviously another company. But, defects of Changan cars, detailing the defects of the models. What a mess. Yes, sir. So I don't know. I would not. Here's another one, visor.pa. So .ph is a Filipino website. And they say the Changan CS35 Plus, a flawed gem. Okay. A flawed gem. What a mess. It says a great car with one big problem. Wow. So this person says, in fact, it could even be a keeper if the long-term reliability holds up. It looks quite nice, has lots of features, and drives very nicely. It doesn't even have the qualifier line. Let's see what they say is the big problem. But one not so little thing literally kept nagging me on my recent 400-kilometer trip. And it was that the lane departure warning system. So It says, in a bid to proclaim the CS35 Plus as an extremely safe SUV in its class, Changan has equipped the car with a battery of active and passive safety features. So it has 6 airbags, ABS, hill hold assistance, traction control, adaptive cruise control, emergency braking, 360 cameras, and that lane departure warning system. They forgot one thing, an off switch. You cannot turn it off on the Changan. No, sir. And because it uses AI and the cameras to work, you must stay dead center in your lane at all times, or the system will go dung, 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 dung all the time. It was like having Miss Rees in the back seat swatting at my ear with her wooden ruler. At first, it was a minor annoyance when I became acquainted with the system, which activates about at 65 kilometers an hour. Then it became distressing when I found out that nowhere in the information screen or the LED instrument panel is there an option to turn it off. This person says, why am I making such a big deal about this? Because this is the Philippines. Most lanes are narrow, and any defensive driver will instinctively move away from vehicles beside it while remaining in one's lane. You have to make constant, tiny course corrections. And anytime the system thought I was being a bad boy or just driving closer to the apex within the lane, because that's what you're supposed to do, dung, 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 dung. What a mess. All right, caller, good morning. Welcome to the program. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm brother, thank you.
Do you own a Changan?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Family member.
Family member has one. What are they saying?
Yeah. Well, they're happy with it.
Okay.
But did you know they can't enter the United States?
I'm probably not surprised with that.
Because they don't meet the crash standard.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Given the number of accents that we have on this island, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I must tell you, Changan doesn't meet the crash standard.
Okay.
For the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can't enter the United States.
Yeah. And of course, here we have, again, no consumer protection, no standards for anything really that comes in. We're relying on other agencies to kind of get it right. I guess with food, we do some inspections, but every single food recall that I've seen in this country has always been either like the private sector, say like the Foster's Group, Progressive or whatever, they will issue a recall based on, what the manufacturer has said. Our government has never, ever said this particular item has to be recalled, whether it's a car, boat, food, like nothing. So it's entirely left to private sector to keep us safe, which thank goodness, at least in the food market, they seem to have somewhat of a vested interest. Now, I'm aware that DEH does inspections at the grocery stores, making sure their coolers are kept at a particular temperature and stuff like that. But I mean, recalls of like medicine and food and other stuff, it's always the hospitals that might recall it or whatever, because they've been notified by the manufacturer to do so. Nobody's monitoring this stuff. Say a recall was issued and somehow it slipped through for medication, and the local hospitals or physician's office didn't see the recall. It's not like we have a government agency that's actually monitoring these types of things. And I think that has to change for the safety of our people.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it.
Okay. Because the last time we spoke, I was in Qatar.
Oh, you're back now?
Long time. Enjoy my vacation. I'm back now.
Long time. Beautiful.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. So Natasha says any brand that blatantly rips off the design of other cars should set off red flags. I mean, yeah, they can't be original in terms of their design. Does make me a little bit concerned. Megan, good morning. Megan says, good morning. I'm so glad this issue is finally being brought to light. I am a Changan owner since 2019, and they're an absolute nightmare. everything from the car to the management. I bought my car brand new in 2019, drove home. My kids opened the back door and the radio changes. It has been, I don't mean to laugh, Megan, but say what? You open the back door and the radio changes? How the hell? I know they didn't copy that from Mercedes. Lord Jesus, I've never heard of such a thing in my life. She goes on to say it's been downhill since then. I've had everything from brake failure, that's dangerous, to computer shutdowns. They've towed, repaired my car at their expense more times than I can count. I've requested a replacement, and unfortunately, the rest got cut off. I'm sorry. Feel free to send us the rest of that. But wow, that sounds next level crazy. Let me see if I can find the rest of your comment here, honey chill. It was sent a little while ago, Megan. Oh, here we go. She says, oh, honey child, Megan, this is such a long message. All right, hold on. Let me copy and paste this because I can't even. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can read it on this other screen. So she says, I've requested a replacement car multiple times, and in each instance, I was always given conflicting information with no resolution. The latest issue is my AC compressor. Third one replaced since I bought the car. Damn. Wow. And they gave me a rental car for 6 months while they waited for a part to arrive. Part arrived and replaced once again. Guess what? It is not working in my car once again. You have got to be kidding me. Oh my God. I've called 3 times to get a replacement part, been told that I would have to get a call back, nothing all now. I honestly can't even sell the car to anyone in good faith, knowing how faulty it is. Run from track. And before anyone wonders, I have a file folder with all of the above videos of faults, towings, emails, and service receipts. I told them so many times this day would come since they kept gaslighting me and giving me a runaround. Wow. Well, honey child, I guess their day has come where I'm sitting here scratching my head and we are all wondering how on earth damn. How is this possible? What? No, sir. Unbelievable. Wow. Alejandro says these Chinese cars, cheap in China, only made for the year, but here in Cayman, we value everything down to the ashes and the fire pit for barbecue. I'm not really quite sure I follow all of that, but okay. Damien says, it's modern times now. If I have a car and need parts, I would always go online and order from the UK main dealers. Well, I think the problem too, honey child, is you can't always do that. So I want to be very, very clear about that part of the equation. This is, I mean, Megan, I'm so sorry that you've had all these issues. And like you said, you can't turn around and sell that car to anybody because that's now a known lemon. You know what I'm saying? Jeez on peace. Sapphire says the Changangs are replicas of other brand vehicles and their models. Well, replicas may be on the outside, but certainly not the kind of quality that you're looking for. Derm's Equipment says, good morning. I'm also certain that Changan and Track are 2 different dealers. Well, anybody can set the record straight here, but I am confident that it's the same people because, and again, I don't really know much about Track. You know, I've never even stepped foot on their lot, but I have people saying who own, because apparently they got the range and I don't know what other vehicles they have, that it's the exact same people. And they're saying the service is beyond poor. So are they the same owner? Somebody can set us straight on this, but I feel confident, Derms, that they are. Alejandro says stick with German, Japanese, and American vehicles. Korean just barely pushing it past the mark. Track is located where Auto House used to be, and Changan is across the fire station. Across which fire station? No, Derms. I think you're confused. I do believe that you're confusing yourself. Allow me to present you with exhibit A, B, C, D, E, and F by way of photography photos. So there is Track, and they have nothing but Changans all lined up. Okay? So they definitely seem to be the same dealer and the same owners. There you go. See them right there? Mm-hmm. And somebody sent this off of their website. If you go to the website, in fact, you will see for Track Cayman that they have Changan listed, and they also have their list of inventory items. 2002 Changan CS55 Elite, so they look like they're selling used cars as well. And they have cars available. That one's going for about $25,000. So they have a whole list of inventory. So Derms, this person says that you have it confused. Sang Young is across the fire station, sold by Hyundai, totally separate from Tracks. So it's the Hyundai model vehicles that are crossing the fire station, not the Changan. All right, glad we cleared that up. Whew, what a heat. Alejandro said, don't buy cheap in Cayman. Spend your money on quality. Oh my gosh. Natasha confirmed that they're the dealers. Paul says them cars are trash. Don't buy them. Alejandro says, amen, Sandra. Some of these businesses need recalls. Chill Hub says, are you reading complaints from customers or just from Google? Well, we've done a mixture of reading reviews online, but the complaints that we have received, Chill Hub, are from people right here in the Cayman Islands. And they have showed us email correspondence. They've showed us, the back and forth between them and the dealer. So, Yep. This one says, if you have, what is this? Oh, on your live, I know that they have the Unity going for about 28 to 30,000. Okay, so I mean, these cars are not like, that's not cheap, Oh, poor Avril. Avril McLaughlin says, thank you for using your grouper face to help market the cars. Aw, he's all in his feelings. I don't know why. Because customers are complaining. Avril McLaughlin, you're blaming me? Well, the fact that you have to get on this program and resort to name calling based on physical characteristics says more about the cars and you than anything else. So apparently he works at Tracks and he's now all up in his feelings. Go find yourself a new job, son. Don't come for me because it's not going to end pretty for you. Okay? You work there, so you would know the complaints that you guys are getting. You look like a Caymanian, unfortunately. You mean to tell me that if this was your mother that bought one of these cars, you would not be? Yeah, I know he's an employee, honey child. I'm looking right at his social media profile. Look at this idiot. Trying to come for me on a good day. Don't even, son. You're gonna defend the company. How old are you? 22 years old? One thing you will learn in life is you defend nobody but yourself. And even then, you might not be in a position to defend yourself. I don't care if you work there. You might find yourself looking for a new job. This could be your mother that bought one of these vehicles with all these issues. And if you think that I'm marketing the cars this morning, then you should have no fear. Why are you all up in the comment section? Okay. Why do you care? If it's marketing, then it's a good thing. That's because you know the truth. And you should not be on here as a young Caymanian defending this company. The management of this company should be on here answering some of these complaints and talking about why insurance companies, are going to stop insuring these vehicles. Why banks aren't giving people loans to get these vehicles anymore. Now, I'm sure you're selfish like most people, and you're concerned about your own job. It's called go get a new job. But with that kind of attitude, now that you put that foolishness on social media, you'll find that a lot of people might not be interested in hiring you, son. Because they say, oh, look at Avril with his stinky attitude when he don't even know what he's talking about. Poor you. Let's continue with my grouper face. Hold on. Let me show y'all the grouper face. Avril, are you ready? Is that grouper enough for you? Fish lips, grouper face. Yep, take it in good, honey child. Judy says, Sandy, I have a girlfriend who purchased an SUV from this dealership. It was hit, and she had to wait 1 year for the part to be ordered. Wait, for the part to be ordered or the part to come in? Because those are obviously two different things. Lord Jesus. Something as simple as brake pads takes 1 year to get. Brake pads? Wow. She had multiple issues with the vehicle, and they gave her a car to drive temporarily, only to be stopped by the police and ticketed because the vehicle wasn't licensed. Oh, Avril, since you're in the business of defending these people, please explain how you give someone a vehicle to drive while their part is taking forever to get here, and then you don't even bother to license it. Oh my God. I hope she made them pay for the ticket, Judy. Even that they gave her attitude about as if it was her fault. Oh my God, these people. Let me, this is another comment that is super long. So let me see if I can pull it up elsewhere. Lord have mercy. She goes on to say that customer service is poor, calls are not returned, and they lie. I want to see what the rest of your comment is, Judy. Ordered. She clarified. She said it took a year to get ordered. Oh my God. You're kidding me. I mean, a year to get here would be bad enough, but a year to order it? Why? No, sir. Judy, let me see if I can find the rest of that so I can oh yes, here we go. So right, she was stopped by the police and they lie about parts being ordered when they are not. Snaps. So she's so stressed that she had to now hire a lawyer to deal with the company. Oh my God. And that's money that she now has to spend on a lawyer. No, sir. I saw another photo that somebody sent us yesterday of another owner. Let me try and get y'all the scoop on that. Where this person said the car windshield and dashboard cracks up and it was just parked. So it's now on top of you guys saw this, with the vehicle being on top of a tow truck. Wow. I just can't even process the number and volume of complaints. Hold on. Somebody else wants to send me something. Yeah. I tell you, here we go. Alejandro says the vehicle should not be passed in the Cayman Islands. Zapata says the Changan is an amazingly good brand. Zapata, may I ask where you work? What's your affiliation with the company? Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Pretty interesting show this morning, Sandy. How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm good. I had an incident where I was talking to a friend of mine about this same company. And apparently, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, but she got her car slightly damaged, just a little fender bent on the side door. and she went to somewhere else to get it sprayed. They basically told her that if she goes to somewhere else, they will lose the warranty on the vehicle.
Mm.
So even if she goes to some other company, and I've never heard that anymore before in Cayman, that you had to go to whoever dealer that you purchased the car from
Mm-hmm.
to spray your car back over, even if it's just a little scrape on your door. They do not want you to take your car because they have a paint shop, so they don't want you to take their car to somewhere else to get it sprayed. So even if you could go to another professional, either i.e. Vamp or R&R or whatever, they don't want you going there. You have to spray with them or else you lose your warranty. Which warranty doesn't work that way. Warranties work like electrical or shocks or anything like, stuff like that, mechanical wise, but not when it comes to exterior and doors. And if you have a car from Vamp or whatever, and you go change your shocks, put on aftermarket suspension, yes, I understand that. Or if you decide to soup up your car, you'll lose your warranty. Yes, I understand that. But if you get a little scrape on your car, so you have a BMW, and you get a scrape, you decide you're going to take it somewhere else to get it sprayed, you should not have to lose your warranty on it. And that's one of the biggest problems they have as well.
It's very interesting.
So that is something that that's one of the things that they do. But it's quite interesting that you brought up that topic, because we were just talking about that about a week ago, and apparently it's in your hands now. So God be to glory for them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So Chill Hub says, Sandy, stop reading. You should base on customers' complaints, not from Google. Chill Hub, we're happy to do that. Thank you very much. Let me tell you what more customers here in Cayman are saying, because you're simply not paying attention. Okay. Here is what a customer said, and we've got the letter. Let me show you this one. All right. Email. Here's what this customer has had to say. This person says, let me back up. Track Automotive. I bought a car from them in 2019 and reported a part needed to be replaced after about 3 months. I only received the part a month ago after years of excuses. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Are you kidding me? Is my math wrong? Or is that 4 years to receive a part? Over 4 years. Because this was, well, she didn't say exactly when in 2019. So let's round it up to 4 years, okay? I only received the part a month ago after years of excuses. I even threatened them that I would come to you, and that didn't work. The warranty expired before I received the part. Let me say that again, Chill Spot and the other fake account that we have here of Zapata Rojas. I mean, it's poor when people have to create fake accounts in order to come on here and defend the company. Come on now. Y'all gotta do better. Believe me, you need to do a little bit better. So, you paying attention? Here's the emails. People, Chill Hub, are sending their evidence. Capiche? I don't have to read what's on social, on Google. I was just curious to see what other people around the world were also saying about this product. Or is it that we're just getting a bad, lot of them here in this country? That does not appear to be the case. That's why I was Googling and having a look, because I'm like, this can't be for real. Seriously. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well. I'm aware, or I think I'm on the right track, that like consumer protection agencies, blah blah blah. We're not much into that as a country. But when somebody is looking to go into business, how does government go about vetting people, especially for situations like this where you here in the Cayman Islands, out here in the Caribbean, one of your major, one or two of your major brands are from countries we Germany, we China. How as a country do we look at regulating and even yes giving assistance as much as the government can to the business, but also requiring that the business stay on top of what they should stay on top of for the consumers' sake?
It's a good question.
No, but I mean, we're going into we're really into elections, and when you hear stuff like this, that people can't get simple service that they pay for and rely on, expect, because around the world, this is an international thing. You got your guarantee, you got your warranty. You know, this is how we operate. People go by, and everything falls flat. There seems to be no protection for anybody here in the Cayman Islands, and we understand we have off-reg and we have a few utility companies, and we don't seem to be able to wrap our heads around that. But we have to do better. I mean, okay, you know, you put the business person up and you say, okay, you explain to me why this business is run like this and the customers are hurting. But the government also has a role to play. So what are they doing? When you hear these horror stories, somebody need a part from 19 and they just getting it in 23, halfway in, more than halfway in. That's too bad. And I mean, we pay these guys and gals to I really, honest to God, I don't understand why people are so silent in Cayman, because this is what you pay people for to run your country. This is terrible. I mean, what? You can't find brake shoes?
Brake pads, yeah.
Brake pads, yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't even know if they can't find them because it took a year for them to order it, not even get it here.
I mean, your brakes. This is not a little $2,000 second-hand car, third-hand car, fourth-hand car. This is something that you're paying money for. Real live money, Cayman money, 100 cents to $1 type thing. This is not something you buy off of somebody who has bought that car off of somebody, and you're not paying the money. You don't have the money to pay. So ergo, you're not paying the money for any high level or a high comfort zone or anything else. It's a day-to-day thing. You put the key in, it might not start today. But when you're rolling out real money, people need to be more, I believe, more comfortable than what it seems like people calling in this morning and sending in that they're punishing. I would say people are punishing. And I think that's so wrong. Anyway, have a nice day.
Thank you, my dear. Ultimately, that's the real way forward, folks. And that's why, it's one thing to sit here and talk forever about what is going on, but until we come up with some real resolutions, which is oftentimes in the hands of the government, to at least put the legislative framework in place to protect the people. This person has tons of emails. They said, this was my long dilemma. I would never purchase a car from them again. They took mine back. Looking back, mine started just days after I bought it in 2019 and only got fixed this year. Crazy. My gosh. My father used to have a saying about cars like these. Looks like a good looking woman, but when you lift up her dress, she has on old torn up panty. After listening to this, feel free to read the email starting with the one in 2019. Just finally repaired in May of 2023. They are ridiculous. Wow. And what I can tell you, I know it's hard to see this, that message there. So let me just read to you what the emails say. You see a long chain of back and forth with this company, right? This person said, "Hi, Nigel." Apparently, Nigel is the manager over there, general manager. This person says, "Hi, Nigel. I usually don't like to complain, Woo. Or for that matter, have to raise matters to higher level. However, I feel the need to reach out to you today as I have been." Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to just increase the text there. Right. "As I have been more than patient and I really could use your assistance for a couple of issues. As you can see from this email, I first wrote to you on this issue back in August of 2019, shortly after I purchased the car, the Changan CS55. Had I known this would be an ongoing issue, I probably would have asked to return the car. To put things in perspective, Lord Jesus. Hold on a second. I want y'all to read along with me, since the fake accounts in the comment section are claiming that we are claiming that we're reading from Google. I want to make sure y'all can see exhibit 55. I think I feel like I'm on now. Let me just pull this up here. Y'all can see it for yourselves. This is a lengthy complaint that was sent back last year. Okay. So, right. To put things in perspective, I have been back and forth with Track on ongoing issues with this car from the day I bought it until just a couple of weeks ago. First, the screen was so dark that you could not see it during the day. Then the radio was constantly having static signals no matter what station it was on. And then finally, the reverse camera stopped working. Over a period of 2 years, I have brought the car back for a software update, which absolutely made no difference. I was then told that a replacement had been ordered for me, which never arrived after months of waiting on a shipment from China. That was supposed to arrive in May. That ship then transferred the part in Jamaica, and then the ship from Jamaica took months to get here. I finally brought it back after complaining, as miraculously one day I called to complain and the part had arrived. I left the car there and picked it up after being told it was fixed. I drove it home and found that nothing had changed and the same issues persisted. I was then asked to bring it back in late October. And as I was going off island for surgery, I left it with Trax, but was contacted a week later only to be told once again that the part would have to be ordered from China and once again would take several months to get here. As you can imagine, my patience now is beyond tested, as it has almost been 3 years, and I would suspect that as a principal with Track, that you would agree that as a customer, I deserve some immediate attention, and these issues need to be remedied ASAP. I have one other complaint. My son lost one of the keys after 6 months after I bought the car. I went to Trax to have it replaced after being told several times over a period of months that they were waiting on the equipment to replace it. I was finally told that they would have to special order the key from China. The special order was in March of this year. I paid a deposit for the special order after waiting for months. Once again, I was told that my order was in, and then after bringing the car in, apparently the key that had arrived was not the correct one. Oh, Jesus. So they had to reorder it once again. Wow. I'm waiting on getting a replacement key after nearly 2 years of being told that these keys or equipment were ordered. I understand the supply side issues, but as you can imagine, this has been going on before COVID even caused those issues. To say I'm frustrated is putting it mildly. There's no way I could comfortably purchase another of these cars, nor would I recommend Track to anyone until I get some assurance that someone is going to take ownership of this ongoing debacle. I trust that I will hear from you and we will find a way of resolving these issues very soon. Wow. That is shocking and unbelievable. Martin says, I wanted them to take. Oh, sorry. I think you had a message before that. Oh, hold on. Let me back up. Martin has complaints too. Lavana says, good morning. I test drove one of the trucks and it drove so bad. When I returned it to the dealer and told him how it drove, he said he will get it checked. I didn't look back since then. They look good for sure, and that's it. Again, we have a few people creating fake accounts in the comment section. I don't know why you have to create a fake account. If you believe in this product, step up with your real name and your real information and defend the product. But it doesn't seem like that's possible. Martin says, the dealership treats you so good until you make the purchase. Mine kept locking up and not starting. Dealer took months to figure out it was the key in the battery that died. The key in the battery, okay. And the symbol and wording was in Chinese. Wow. They kept saying that they're waiting on the part to change it to English. And I wanted them to take it back. And they offered me $8,000. I paid $19,000 and the car was less than 1 year old. My God, if that doesn't say something about the car not even holding its value. That there's something to be said for that. You always need to look at the resale value of these vehicles as well. Because really, you're just throwing good after bad money. Or bad after good money. Vicky says lemons on Changan. Jessica. Oh, Natasha says, speak to the mechanics about the Changangs for the real sus. Well, it looks like some of them are willing to get on here and at least pretend on social media that they want to defend this company. Can you imagine, Natasha? I guess keeping your job. Jessica says, some good Lord, some good sus this morning. I hope they're put out of business. This is not how you deal with people. I always wondered who this car dealership is. And then that got cut off. Jake says they've been bad for years. Natasha says, ask the female customers of their experiences with Track Automotive. Oh, damn. Gabby says, when you throw a stone in the pig pen, laughing out loud, Sandy got him squealing. But they're squealing with fake accounts, honey child. Poor them. I wish I could help them, but poor Martin. What a mess. Zelfa says, hey, Sandy, most of these car dealers can't order a single part. They have to order a certain amount. Maybe that's why it's taken so long to get the part. I don't think so, because, even so, they're a small dealership, I'm sure, compared to some places in China. But if you had to order 5 of one thing, just keep it in stock. Clearly, the things are breaking down and you're going to need it. Jessica says, agreed, as expensive as they may be, I'll stick to Car City. They got their own problems, but at least my car gets fixed with no issues later. Lord Jesus. Please take the wheel. Jesus, we mean the literal wheel today. Like, take the wheel of these cars, honey child. Oh, my gosh. Joshua Marin, good morning, says, been waiting on a sensor part since March of last year. Wow. What next? Mark said it must have came here by a rowboat. Alejandro says that we need to find out who's rowing. They came to the wrong piece of land in the sea. Most of the other dealers' prices is outrageous. That's why they should get customers, because they have the same features and the price is right. Not everyone is going to know deeply the mechanics part. Well, Martin, it's not even about the mechanics. It really is, build quality seems to be a concern, because after having a car for a couple months, the things that I'm hearing going wrong shouldn't be. And then more importantly, the response afterwards seems very, very problematic. Miss Dorothy says, CMR to the rescue. Alejandro says, amen. RD says, this is the Cayman model. The system here is to squeeze every dollar out of you. The middle class in Cayman is becoming extinct. Consumer protection will never happen here. Businesses run this show. Wow. Artie, we got to keep on top of it because I don't believe that. I believe the people are running the show, but the people have for far too long been complacent. Now I see all of you, morning, Miss Elizabeth. I see all of you commenting here, complaining. And here's the thing. Not a single one of you have ever reached out to me before yesterday. Why? Y'all know if you're in the right, I'm going to bat for you like, I don't know what, right? Once you're in the right and you provide me with the evidence, we're going to highlight what's going on in this community. Why have y'all remained so silent? Now, the droves of people between yesterday and today that have contacted me and come forward, I am shocked. Elizabeth says, I've been waiting for an engine mount for a year. Imagine. Poor Irvin, she's shocked too. She's like, OMG. Then Josh says a regular service has gone from $200 to $300 with no explanation as to why. And again, they don't want anybody else touching the vehicles, right? Well, most people probably wouldn't because they wouldn't even know what to do with them. Strong Wilt says, good morning, Sandy. They should give back the customer their money. Sounds like it's a long list. Morning, Siobhan. Suzette says, Track has very little customer service. They don't return calls, and that's my experience with the Discover Range Rover. And you know how much those Range Rovers go for? You better be returning my call, honey child. John LaRue says, remember that commercial, that what you get? I don't, but what a hot mess. Natalie says, wow, I bet you that some people use their pension money to buy these cars. Sad. Poor Magdalene, she's shocked. John Lewis says, Track is the devil, you know, like all the dealerships here. I wouldn't say all, honey child, because the level, there's a difference between, listen, things happen, things go wrong. But the types of complaints that I'm hearing is just shocking. Jessica says, so what happens if someone gets in an accident in one of these cars and there's confirmation that it's the dealership's fault? What will they do? Get up and leave? Well, they're Caymanian owned. So that's when you get yourself a good lawyer and you can sue somebody into the ground for real then. But of course, you can't bring back people who are dead. And if you get seriously injured, you know, your quality of life, no money in the world is going to replace good quality of life. Trishana says, I got my car with them in 2020 during COVID. Not even a year of having the car, my brakes started to have issues. And brake issues are a concern. I sent my husband to deal with them because my complaints seemed to fall on deaf ear. That's a whole other issue. Is, you know, women who purchase vehicles tend to get a very different experience than men. But as you can see, the lengthy email that I just read, folks, that was actually from this one here. This is from a man. So I don't know, you know, if Trishana, it's unique to you because look, they're ignoring everybody. Oh, they're also the dealer for Jaguars. Well, you couldn't get me to buy a Jaguar. No, sorry, honey child. That's one luxury vehicle you can keep. Soka says, first time I'm hearing about this car, but Consumer Report magazines is my Bible. Before I purchase anything, $25. All right, more messages coming in on WhatsApp. I tell you, the floodgates have opened today. Let me read some of those, folks. This person says, good morning, Sandy. Please keep me anonymous. Oh, good morning. Well, send the rest of your message, honey child. This person says, low-cost luxury Chinese vehicle that is in China, warranty is only valid for 1 year, so you constantly change the vehicle every year. And they have been sold in Cayman for high-end ones at ridiculous prices. My wife, this person says, morning, wife and I were to get a quote at Trax and they're a ripoff, offering a cheap vehicle for like $40,000 KYD, when in fact the vehicle price is less than half of that. Same vehicle overseas, brand new, under $20,000. Ross. Not even adding shipping and duty and whatever you want to add to the grand total doesn't even come close to these ridiculous prices. And of course, they have sent for any clarity issues, these people have actually sent the quotes to prove exactly what they are saying is true. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Lord have mercy. Let me keep reading, honey child. Let me see here. Because you're not going to be able to steal from their costumes. What? Wait, because they are not going to be able to steal from the customers. Okay. Yes, they canceled our warranty because we did that after they told us that it was going to cost $3,500 and the other place was not even half of that. I told my husband, great, they're doing us a favor. If we don't need to take it there again. Okay. Oh my goodness. We had the bad experience. Sorry for them. We know how this feels. At least oh, no, that's a different message. So I'm trying to understand what, this one's a little bit confusing. What were they charging you for? Was this the paint job story? All right. So many messages coming in, honey child. Miss Sandy, everyone should get together and go see a lawyer and sue them. Hearing so many other stories, I realize it's really worse than I thought. I've also had stories of the window and glass just shattering to pieces all of a sudden. Wow. No, sir. So this person says, morning, Sandy. I purchased a Changan CS95 from Track Automotive in January of 2021. It has been the worst purchase I've made. Issues after issues. The support is awful. Oh my God. I tried to get them to take the car back and they would not go for it. Wow. No, sir. This person says, I purchased a Kia here on Island and had so many problems with it. I had to change the AC unit 3 times. Pure trouble, honey child. Must be the same people making them. They had a little laugh. Ay, ay, ay. Somebody says that's why they can't go to the USA copycatting other brands. This person says, good morning. I'd rather walk than buy a Changan vehicle. Track Automotive, the worst dealer. I've seen brand new Changan vehicles rotten. Lord Jesus. Okay, another person who has a higher end vehicle, but they're the dealer for the ranges as well, says only to find out that they're sending my car to Tony's Toys to be fixed and marking up the price on me. No way. What? Oh my God. So they're taking her Range Rover, sending it to Tony's Cars to be fixed, and then marking up the price on her and pretend like they're fixing it. Didn't know this was occurring until I took my car to Tony's for what I thought was the first time, only to be told that my car has been there on several occasions. Oh my God. That sounds about as bad as what's his name was doing. With, taking a part out of somebody else's Benz and putting it in mine. That is so dishonest. Oh my God. Wow. This person says, Sandra, these cars sell for $20K less than other makes that have similar, and they put in quotes, features. No, sir. Boy, no Google can top all these comments. This person says they bought Ford's Tech Lexus Tech and Mazda Tech, and made an imitation vehicle. Changan is made up of tech and parts from other reputable brands. Doesn't seem to be doing well. Wow. No, sir. I can't. My brain trying to process all of these complaints. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Sandra.
What a hot mess. You hearing this?
Yeah, but people really didn't know better than buying more charges.
Jeez, on peace.
The only thing worse than that, we're voting for PAC government. I'm going to leave you with that one. Bye.
Oh, my God. You had to work that one in. Lord Jesus. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. No, honey, child. Try and leave PAC government alone. This is horrible. Oh my goodness. Let me keep reading because the messages keep coming in. The German automobiles are Gibesh, says this person. Oh my God. And next one that needs to be put on blast. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh, here you know. That'll be tomorrow's scammer segment. About canceling the warranty, they don't like when you take the car to another shop, but then they're taking forever to fix it. Here's this person now. Had a family member who bought one in 2021, and a few months later, the car wouldn't turn off. Now that's a new one. I'm used to a car not turning on, but one that won't turn off? Jeez, on peace. My neighbor has one that was in an accident more than a year ago and can't get it fixed. It was towed back after being on their lot for several months. Towed back where? Rosa? Wow. They have been through 3 service managers since 2021. That's probably why they're taking the vehicles to other service companies. 2 of the service managers could not deal with all the complaints and no resolutions from above, so management and owner are to blame for the poor support. Oh, so the poor service managers are quitting because they're having enough. Oh no, honey child. And the staff really trying to defend this foolishness? Oh, so they towed that car back to the person's house because they can't even get it fixed? Wow. I am blown away. I must tell you, I have not heard in all of my years this level of complaints. Like, oh my God. Let's take a quick commercial break. Because honey child, at this rate, the complaints just keep coming in. Let's quick commercial break.
Hello, Cayman. If you have been chosen for the STEPS National Health Survey, thank you so much. But we still need your help. 1,000 more people need to participate in Step 3, the final step of the survey, to ensure that our data reflects the whole population of Cayman. We cannot do this without you. Help us shape Cayman's healthcare services. Say yes to Step 3. For more information, contact the STEPS team on 936-4969 or email mhwsteps@gov.ky.
For 20 years, we've committed to helping the people of the Cayman Islands live longer, healthier, and happier lives. But healthcare and the expectations of patients are rapidly evolving, and so must we. We have made incredible clinical and technological advancements and achieved JCI accreditation, the internationally recognized gold seal of approval for patient safety and quality of care. So it's time for our image to reflect our transformation from a local hospital to a world-class healthcare authority, with a new logo that symbolizes national duty and pride, a statement that reinforces our commitment to our patients every step of the way, with colors as bold as our mission to provide the highest quality healthcare. Dynamic, professional, skilled, committed, caring. This is HSA.
Now, y'all love Popeyes for my fried chicken, but the real ones also love my salty, flaky, covered in butter biscuits. Well, biscuit fans, have I got a treat for you. Introducing new, irresistible strawberry biscuits at Popeyes. The perfect balance of salty and sweet thanks to decadent strawberry bits baked right in and mouth-watering creamy icing on top. The perfect dessert for just $2.29. Or grab 6 pieces for $12.59.
Strawberry biscuits forever.
Not forever, I'm afraid, honey. Limited time only, and only at Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
Ocean Ridge Heights offers an amazing opportunity to own a piece of land in idyllic Cayman Brac, right on the bluff, starting from $80,000. Located in a quiet residential area with high elevation, these lots are ideal for a future home or investment property and are sure to go fast. Cayman Brac offers a laid-back lifestyle, amazing pristine diving, limestone caves, diverse flora, along with amazing wildlife. Inquire about the owner financing options so that you can secure your piece of paradise today. With only a few lots remaining, these are sure to go before you know it. Contact Crichton Properties today on 345-949-5250 or info@crichtonproperties.com.
Recover Personal Injury Attorneys, helping injured people get what they deserve. Did you know that insurance companies have lawyers that represent their interests? Before signing and accepting any settlement, know your rights. Call us today for a free consultation at 924-9999. That's 924-9999. Recover. Your personal injury attorneys are on standby to assist.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the program. The messages just keep rolling in. I think we, as we say, Houston, we got a problem. No, sir. Rachel, she says, I moved my cars from track years ago because the service they were providing didn't matter. I didn't matter, and my car didn't matter. Jeez. I now have my Jaguar and other vehicles all taken care of at Auto House. So tell me something, Rachel, where is Auto House? Because Auto House used to be at this location, and I guess they swapped, they gave track this, but where are they located? Because I'm a bit confused. I think some people were thinking Auto House no longer existed. The mechanics team there are passionate about vehicles and are passionate about their customers. They can service any luxury car and will only trust them with my Jag. Glass shattering, blame it on the heat. Well, I mean, does it not get hot in China? Mercedes even offers an option now where you can get thicker glass that has like a built-in heat deflecting element to it. So Denver's asking, isn't Track and Auto House the same operation? Apparently not. So I want to be very, very clear. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Salvin says, have you considered calling them? Well, we have certainly sent them an email based on what we've heard here today, that I wouldn't hold my breath for a response. Jessica said, no, man, they need to be investigated, Taras. This ain't joking. They ain't joking about that extra charge. They're about to do anything. No, sir. Siobhan says, well, there's a lot of dishonest people here, especially those who have dealerships or those who just fix cars. Jesse, good morning. Maybe they don't want you taking it somewhere else because they are. Vicky says, Curtis, you're the best car salesman. Watch out for these lemons. Cameron says, Sandy, can you make our day and give him a little call? We can try, but I doubt they're going to have much to say. JD says, but I done finished my tea. JD, get a next cup. Philip says, Cameron, trust me, no one in management will be there. They avoid you like the plague. I feel sorry for the poor receptionist. She gets so much grief. Marco, good morning. Says these cars are Chinese made. The Chinese build for quantity, not quality. If you want a quality vehicle, buy a Japanese vehicle. There's a good reason why Changan vehicles are cheaper than comparable vehicles made by other manufacturers. The Chinese may well be good at a lot of things. Building quality, reliable cars isn't one of them. Yes. Oh, they're behind Sprint, beside Refuel. Oh, I didn't even know. All right. Manufacturers are to blame too. They're making and shipping all these cars and not manufacturing the parts. Well, I don't know if it's a manufacturing issue, Irvin. Like, we don't know that that's the problem. All we know is, I mean, listen, it can't be the problem if the person said earlier to us that the parts don't even get ordered. It took a year to order the parts. Why? Why would it take a year to order a part? It's not like they order the part and then the manufacturer's like, okay, the part isn't available. That's not is what is being said and what was shared here this morning. I think it was Judy that said it took the local company 1 year to order it. What on earth? No, sir. I don't know, boy. Definitely not good. Shall we give them a call? I mean, I don't know what they're going to say, but I suppose. Let's see. Let me see if I can find the number. Give me 1 second here. Let me see. Shine track. Okay. All right, let's give them a call. Let's see if they're going to say anything. All right. Nothing beats a failure but a trial, honey child. So we will try. 945. 3876.
Good morning, Track Automotive. Henry speaking.
Hi, good morning, Henry. Trying to see if a member of your management team might be available this morning.
Yeah, you've come through to the right person. My
Okay.
name's Henry Swan, after sales manager.
Hi, Henry. This is Sandra Hill calling from Cayman Mall Road.
Hi there.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. Just full disclosure, you are live on radio this morning. Some of our listeners have asked that we reach out to you about your Changan vehicles and the problems that they've been having.
Yes, okay.
Okay. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of issues, and generally speaking, people are complaining about, quality build issues, some mechanical issues, brake pads failing within a couple months. And then the bigger issue seems to be not being able to get orders put in and taking 3-4 years to fix issues. Can you shed any light on what might be going on over there at Track?
Okay, well, I'm new to Track. I've been here for about 6 months now.
Okay.
And also to the Changan brand.
Yes.
I used to work with Mercedes-Benz in Jamaica.
Oh, right.
So I think a lot of the customers that are concerned basically is trying to get the availability of parts. Now, in the last sort of 3-4 months, we've managed to change our platform of parts that come into us. So instead of going direct from a brand, we have a platform where we bring our parts in from the UK and also other areas of the world. So we can try and get the parts quicker.
Okay.
But most of our fast-moving parts for servicing and maintaining, we keep in stock. We have those.
So then, I mean, brake pads wouldn't be considered a fast-moving part?
Yeah, we have pads and discs in stock for our brands here that we do.
Right. Because, I mean, I hear people saying, years later to get brake pads in. So I'm just sort of curious about why the length of time. And to be fair, I mean, obviously we all know there were chain supply issues during COVID, but some of these complaints date back before COVID, which I know you weren't there in 2019, but I'm just saying it doesn't seem like it's necessarily COVID related when it comes to chain supply issues.
I don't think there's actually an issue with the pads. It's more of a concern where you produce a brake squeal and then brands introduce a superseded part number and then getting the availability of those. But that's not as if you've had any brake failure or anything like that.
Okay. So someone says that their family member purchased a car in 2021. A few months later, the car wouldn't turn off. Any idea what could be going on there?
Not that we're aware of. Not turning off.
Not turning off. That sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, no. I mean, you should be able to turn a car off with the start-stop button. We haven't got any issues. We haven't got any issues with the brands that we have where you can't turn the engine off. So there's nothing from manufacturers with us regarding that.
That you're aware of, because you did say you're pretty new.
Well, I've been in the motor trade for 34 years, and to be honest, have I ever come across that? Yes, I have, but that's something to do with let's say an older type of vehicle with an ignition issue, which is part of the ignition where the key goes into. But now it's just a button you push, stop starting, and you can even start the cars now from your ignition remote key, but not had an issue where you can't turn it off.
Well, this person says that issue has existed. So,
okay, fair enough. We can work out if we can get some names. If we get some names, and we can contact the customer and just make sure.
Yeah.
To
be honest, the list. Yeah. To be honest, I we do these consumer sort of protection shows all the time. And I've never experienced a show where we've received so many complaints about products, a car, and about the dealer. So some of the complaints are very, very specific about, yes, there's issues with the quality of these vehicles, things failing within the first month, practically driving it off the lot. And outside of that, though, there are also concerns about the actual customer service that they're receiving from Track Automotive, which I think is much more detrimental because, things happen with vehicles, but then you don't get phone calls being responded to. One person said they felt sorry for the receptionist because she was always fielding so many complaints and they know that it wasn't her. And it looks like management was hiding out. So you might be, remind me of your name again. I forgot your name. My apologies.
Yeah, no, my name's Henry.
Henry, you might be the only manager that's not hiding out yet, because that seems to be a consistent complaint as well.
Yeah, I've been in the region for about 4 years now. So the region is, let's say, infrastructure. Cayman Islands, the infrastructure is excellent. So compared to other
and you guys represent other brands as well. So I know you do Jaguar, you do the Range Rover, that brand as well. And here's what one person had to say about her range. They said that I'll just read this to you because I think maybe it's helpful so that you kind of are aware of what's going on. But she said, just give me one quick second here. Let me pull this one up. She said, do not buy a car from Track Automotive, worst car company on island, scammers, worst service, liars. When they became the range dealer, I had to experience them, only to find out that they were sending my car to Tony's car to be fixed and marking up the price on me. Didn't know that this was occurring until I took my car to Tony's for what I thought was the first time, only to be told that my car had been there on several occasions. So is that normal where you take a customer's car to another mechanic shop to have it repair and not even inform the customer?
I can elaborate on that. So when I got here in March, the company had already purchased a new wheel alignment machine, but there was some software update that had to be provided by the wheel alignment company, which we hadn't got. So we couldn't carry out wheel alignments on vehicles. So we have a good rapport with Tony at Tony's Toys. And he was doing the wheel alignments until we got the software updates for our wheel alignment machine, which now is all corrected, and we don't let our work out. And vice versa, sometimes other car dealers on the island, if they have an issue on a specific brand, we're there to help and support, because the idea is to obviously get the customer's car fixed. So sometimes it gets to a point where other companies require our technicians or our diagnosis machines to be able to code or software update certain control units. So that support is here on the island to try and fix people's cars.
Yes.
But
So let
realistically,
me ask you a question then. Why not just tell the customer that? Why would you take it to Tony's Toys and have Tony's Toy do the work, mark it up, and then invoice the customer as though you did the work? I mean, that seems very dishonest.
We have been open that the vehicle has been to Tony's Toys for the wheel alignment.
This customer says that that's not true.
Okay, do you know what year that was?
I can certainly find out. But she said the only way she knew is when she took it to Tony's Toys herself, only to find out that Tony's Toys had a record of her vehicle having been there on several occasions. And not only had it been there on several occasions for, as you say, the wheel alignment, but also basic servicing. So track is not
denying
capable.
that, because I do believe that's before my time. So, but anyhow, okay. I mean, at the end of the day, it's communication, and with our service advisors here, while I've been here, if a vehicle has had to go to Tony's Toys for whatever reason, and that's only would have been for a wheel alignment, we would communicate that to them.
Well,
and we don't charge any difference. We don't mark up the price or anything to what they'll charge us.
I would like to say this was actually pre-COVID that this is when when it was happening. But let me say this. I beg to differ if you say that, number one, it's not being marked up and that you guys inform your customers, because neither of those have been done.
Yeah, but I mean, from us at Track Automotive, if you've got any customers that have any concerns, then I honestly invite all customers to contact us. And I've only been, let's say, with Track for the last 5 months. And the brands we sell here and maintain, and specifically Changan, because obviously there's a number of volume going on the road. I drive a Changan every single day, and I've not had any issues with my Changan at all. Quality for exterior and interior, and yeah, they're nice cars.
All right,
I'm actually thinking of purchasing one as well for a family member of mine.
Let me read. You might want to save your money, because let me read you a few more. Alicia says, I've asked 2 weeks ago about disc pads and was told it was going to take 5 weeks to get here. My car is a 2020 CX-75. And since I got that car, it's been nothing but problems. My car stopped working one day and could not move. I called my mechanic, who told me it needed a turbo, the same issue I had less than a year after having the car. That part took 6 months to get here. It cost me $1,000 to get that part. The second time, and this does not include the cost to pay the mechanic, I'm now in a dilemma. I'm getting, and I mean, her message is so long that it got cut off there. But, you know, we see these messages sort of over and over and over again.
Yeah, do you know what? You can have mechanical and electrical failure on any brand, okay? I think we all know and understand that. With a typical example, what you've just mentioned there with the compressor, I mean, in the last sort of 4 months, the platform changing of where we order our parts directly from, I had a compressor arrive here on island within 4 weeks from the failure. So with us in this region, anything between 2 to 4 weeks of trying to obtain a part is what we try and push for. Prior to before, I know that platform wasn't there.
Okay.
So things have changed over the last, let's say, 6 months or so. And we can obtain parts quicker. And on all brands, sometimes a manufacturer can't produce a part for whatever reason. So that part then becomes back ordered. And that's not actually the dealer's concern, but obviously it's a knock-on effect for the customer. We want to receive that part. And again, it's downtime for the customer of the vehicle, especially when it's VOR, vehicle off-road, because the customer's obviously inconvenienced, okay, because their car's off the road. The dealer is obviously ordering the part and has to pay for everything. And we want to get that part fitted and then the vehicle back, and then we can claim it back to the manufacturer. So,
I mean, you've got people who are asking for either a new car because, you know, their experiences have been so incredibly poor. If you'll bear with me, I can read you a few more complaints.
Yeah, of course I can.
I appreciate your time, Henry. So this person says, actually, let me go back and find Megan's message if I can find hers, because I think hers was quite telling. There's been a lot of messages. I got to be honest with you. Rachel, who's a Jaguar owner, says that she moved her cars from Trax years ago because the service they were providing didn't matter. I didn't matter, and my car didn't matter. And that's just customer service complaint. We have, let me see. Trish Shanna says, I got my car with them in 2020 during COVID. Not even a year of having the car, my brakes started to have issues. And she had to send her husband there because she felt like you guys were ignoring her. Not answering calls, not responding to messages. Suzette says Track has very little customer service. They don't return calls, and that's my experience with a Discover Range Rover. Josh has been having issues. So he's been waiting on a sensor part since March of last year. So do you think this new ordering system might assist Josh in getting that part a little bit quicker? You want to take down Josh Marin's name? Because he's been waiting for a sensor part since March of 2022.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can take that name from you. That would be good. And like we say, listen, I'm the after sales manager at Track Automotive, and within the 6 months I've been here, as an after sales manager, I invite all customers to contact. You can contact me, Henry Swan, as an after sales manager.
What's your email address, Henry?
It's Henry at trackautomotive.ky.
Okay, so Henry, folks, take this email down. Henry at trackautomotive.ky. Henry has promised to get you sorted. Martin has been having issues as well. He actually wanted to sell his less than 1 year old car back, paid $19,000 for it, and was offered $8,000 because he was having so many issues with it.
If a car is anything less than a year old, we'd offer 75% of what the sale price would be.
So 8,000 is 75% of 19,000. That's not right.
No. If from our side, if you have a new car after 1 year, what the selling price is, you would get 75% of your money back after 1 year.
So you would be surprised then if they were offering him only $8,000 for a car that he paid $19,000 for.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. Judy had a friend who purchased the SUV. It was hit and she had to wait 1 year for the part to be ordered. Something as simple as brake pads takes 1 year to get. She had simple issues with the vehicle, and they gave her a car to drive temporarily, only to be stopped by the police and ticketed because that vehicle was not licensed.
Yeah, that's okay. Specifically on accidents. Okay, so I've got let's say a typical vehicle that's with us now, and it had an accident. With the part platforms that have been bought in the last sort of 4 or 5 months, we've managed to obtain those parts now and to fit them to the vehicle. So our parts that are coming in, what was happening 6 months to a year ago has completely changed. We've got more eggs in different baskets where we can obtain parts from. So for all our brands.
Well, I mean, I certainly do appreciate you, Henry, at least taking our calls and I'm going to wish you the best of luck with this situation, because the complaints, I've never seen anything like this before. Someone wants to ask you, they said, I got the car new. The car was giving me trouble with the wheel sensor. Also, the plastic edges design of the car get killed by the sun. They paid $29,000 for it. And how much will you offer for this car with this 75%? I guess you need to know the year of the car.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. And do you know what? Just going back to parts as well. And I was based in Jamaica beforehand for 3 years, working with Mercedes-Benz. And it's not actually from a point of view from obtaining a part, because the dealer wants a part to hand so they can fit it. So I had Mercedes-Benz off the road for 1 year because we were waiting for a light switch part, because Mercedes-Benz Germany could not produce it. Now, eventually, it did get produced, and we got it to hand and fitted it to the vehicle. And the reason why we had to order that light switch inside the vehicle, because the vehicle was going flat. It had, if you parked the car over the night, the next day the car wouldn't start. And working with that customer, yes, it was inconvenience because he couldn't really drive the car over a period of a year. So, okay, you could jump start it, but that's because the manufacturer physically couldn't produce the part. And since, COVID's come, a lot of manufacturers, especially when they need chips in certain control units, can't produce these units to supply to the dealerships. So it is a knock-on effect.
Okay. Let me read two more, and then Henry, I'm going to let you go because I suspect you're probably going to have a very, very busy morning. Let me just pull this one up here so I can get this. This one's quite long, so just bear with me. So this one says that their friend purchased the Changan Uni T, very nice, good-looking model, lots of features, but only like 20% of it worked. He paid for the vehicle in full with his pension money and some savings. The vehicle was not delivered until after 10 months. Nonetheless, the vehicle is now 6 months old, 6 months since it's been delivered. Now the vehicle is starting to lose power. It feels like an old vehicle. And after looking into it, he comes to find out that the warranty was running from the time he paid for the vehicle, which makes it 16 months, but delivered in December. Is that how your warranty works? Not when it's delivered?
Warranty, the date of sale.
It's the date of sale, not the date of delivery?
Well, that's the handover date, yeah.
So it's that date, the handover date.
Yeah, so once, it's the date of sale, basically. So the purchase, once the payment is received, and then there's a handover date, that's the starting date.
So if somebody is telling him it started when the order is placed, that's incorrect.
Oh. Okay, it's it's actually physically the date of delivery. So it's if they organise, if the car's ready, it's the date of delivery. That's when we start. And the warranty is for 5 years with Changan.
Okay. Well, someone apparently told him otherwise, and he's thinking it's been 16 months, but okay. The person says now they're saying that it will take a few months to order for them to get a review of the issue because of too many vehicles in queue for revision. Now, with only less than 14 months within the warranty policy, he decided to take the vehicle to a certified mechanic, only to find out that the part needs to be replaced. It's crystallized because it's made out of plastic. Mechanic explains this usually happens to vehicles that are not designed to be driven in high temperature places or in places with a high level of humidity, which here in Cayman, the vehicle is now parked. They have ordered the part somehow, and now it's due to arrive on island within the next few weeks.
We get on Changan, we get the same vehicles that are produced from Changan that are supplied to the Middle East that have 55 degrees Celsius temperatures. So we're not even as hot as that here. So that product with Changan and temperature related, I've seen no issues with any exterior or interior parts that's fading.
Okay.
And to be honest, if there is anything, like I say, we invite all customers to contact us, and then we can organise. If we see something, we can have a look at it and resolve whatever needs to be done.
All right. Well, Henry, thank you so much. Everybody, reach out to Henry. He seems committed to the cause. We certainly appreciate that, because people are saying that, they're not getting the type of customer service that you're saying that you will provide. Unfortunately, people haven't seen that before. So maybe you're a breath of fresh air. I don't know. They might have to let you buy the whole dealership if that's the case. But people will be reaching out to you, Henry. And I really appreciate you taking the time this morning to answer questions and speaking to us.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks too.
And nice speaking with you as well.
It's good speaking with you. Thank you so much. Well, he was very, very pleasant. Oh my goodness. Couldn't ask for a more pleasant man. Poor Henry. I don't know if he knows what he's in for, but Henry says he will help you. Henry at trackautomotive.ky. Start sending all of your complaints directly to Henry, honey child. We'll see how long he lasts there. I suspect I'll soon see Henry over at over with the Mercedes people. Mark my word. Henry, if I see you over there, wink, wink, I'll know what went down. Somebody says, what about Nigel? He's the manager making all the promises. Please send me his email address when you have a chance. Just as they have the first chance, they take your warranty away. Yes. And they don't explain all of this to you. So it's Henry at trackautomotive.ky. I did hear somebody in the background giving Henry information. So that was kind of good. Whispering, tellers. So we'll see. Poor Henry. Magdalene, says if he is the sales, chances are he's getting commission. So he'd be saying anything to keep his job. Selvin says a follow-up call may be good in the next 2 to 3 weeks to see if those expressing their issues are now resolved. Oh, we'll follow up with this. So what I want y'all to do, Henry claims that they have a new ordering system for parts. He's going to solve all of your problems. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Or they're committed. So folks, you've been having problems for 3 years. Go back to them again. Message Henry. Let's see how quickly they can resolve your issues. And what we'll do, let me put it in the calendar. So today now is August the 2nd. We will follow up. Let's give them a month, more or less. So let me see here. Oh, we have some literacy people coming on, I think, in September. All right. So let's go with September the 4th. I'm going to put it on my little to-do list over on this screen. And we will say to follow up with track customers and the Changan issues. Okay. So I'm going to put that on that date on the calendar so that we can then see where you guys are. So Patricia is reminding you of the options of small claims court. Most people just find it so difficult to take these matters to court, but sometimes you got to sue people, honey child. Vicky says, so anyone can come to Cayman and get a business up and going. No investigating about these companies. Where does CI government fit into all of this mess? Well, let me be very, very clear with you. This is not anyone coming to Cayman setting up a business. The Bernardo family are Caymanians, and they have been Caymanians at least for one generation. So it's Caymanians that are doing y'all wrong. I don't know where they're originally from, but they're Caymanians now, honey child. El Rey says somebody needs to give Henry a raise. He did handle himself very. Even Garrett says the most professional call in CMR. Really, he is very professional. Now, whether or not he can get things right. And the problem is, Philip says he won't last long. The problem, unfortunately, is it seems like he doesn't know the full picture of what's going on. Having only been here for 5 months, initially I thought he said 6 months, but anyway, 5-6 months, he still does not have a clue. Because I'm telling you, that customer with the somebody says the Bernardo family is originally from Bermuda. Okay. The issue with the the Range Rover being taken to Tony's Toys and then being marked up. He's denying that would have happened. That was not a question, Henry. That was a statement. It did happen. And, I get it. Okay, you don't have a brake alignment machine or whatever. It wasn't updated. It wasn't working. All right, fine. But you just tell the customer. Because in truth, the customer could take their car. If you say, okay, we have this machine, but it doesn't work, so we can't really properly service your car, the customer could have taken their own car to Tony's Toys. Instead of having you do it and then you send them an invoice and you mark up for the services. He's claiming that did not happen, but that happened. Like I said, I wasn't asking you. I was telling you that happened. The customer was not notified. Oh, we wouldn't mark it up. Yes, you did. Joshua says classic answers and promises. Alejandro says Henry's a great guy, just being misled. I mean, yeah, we're going to give Henry the benefit of the doubt. He probably just doesn't know, but he'll soon find out. Michelle says, just getting on. Question, if not asked already, are these vehicles made for export versus made for their local market? Example, most of the cars being imported from Japan are actually not made for exporting out of Japan. I don't actually know, to be honest. I mean, he says that they're exported to the Middle East and they don't have any issues with them crystallizing there. The Middle East, though, I would imagine has a different type of heat. And I don't know if Henry hasn't appreciated this in the 5 months that he's been here. But our heat is like a humid heat. I think their heat might be a dry heat. I haven't been to the Middle East, so I stand to be corrected. Anybody who's been to the Middle East, is it the same kind of heat? We also have like salt spray here in the air, depending on where this person lives. But for a part to crystallize so quickly does make me question again the quality of the material that is being used. And I don't know what kind of problems they're having in the Middle East with these vehicles. Philip says promises are comfort to fool, actions speak louder than words. And that's exactly, Philip, what we expect to now see happening is a little bit of action. Lavana says Henry did a good job with the call. At least he didn't hang up. That's true. Shoot, we could even get that from our athletic association members, leadership. They were hanging up the phone. They didn't want to talk to nobody. Well done, Henry. Well done, Henry. Have a sip of tea today. You deserve an extra tea break. Now, track. Y'all need to get on track, pun intended. And please start sorting out your customers. So person says, owner Renee Bernardo worked with me at Quinn and Hampson back in 2003. Oh, they're from Bermuda originally. Okay. All right. Email address Henry at track, TRAC, automotive.ky. Okay, dokie. I don't know what more I can say. This person, the Range Rover says, I was not informed and the price was marked up. What I'm paying now at Tony's is significantly lower than what I paid them for the same service by the same people. So she's no longer having track even work in her car. Cameron says that accent could charm Uncle Scrooge into anything. Garrett says, yes, the Middle East, Western Africa, Western America, they all have a dry or arid heat versus us, which is a tropical island experiencing maritime air, which results in a wet heat. Look at our low weather man here, Gareth. Go, Gareth. All right. Track came in. Wow. What a hot mess. Haven't seen so many complaints in my life ever about a particular company or product. I got to be honest with you. We need to talk about this tattoo artist, but this conversation is going to take a little bit longer than we have time for today. So tomorrow, Thursday's program, we have the premiere that's coming on from 8:30 to 9:30. And then we have, so what we'll probably do, I know the premiere is like, why is Sandy always talking about rapists when I'm coming on her show? sorry, Premier Panton, alleged rapist, but there's just so many of them out there that it's hard not to talk about them. So let's kick off tomorrow's conversation with the tattoo artist who's now being alleged now to have sexually assaulted a woman. And you guys are going to be shocked to hear the source on that one. I've got exclusive source. Philip says the Bernardo family are good people. They need, though, to get more involved with this company before it falls apart on them. Sounds like that might have already happened. But anywho, so we'll talk about this guy tomorrow. There's lots of ins and outs and curves to this story. So I want to take our time breaking it down and not rush through that particular topic, because this again demonstrates a couple of issues with Cayman and Caymanians, where we bring any and everybody here, and we're not even vetting them properly. And even when there is a vetting process, you all are just not paying attention. When you are warned, you're simply not paying attention to what's happening. So this person says, hey, hearing you're doing something about Changan /track, I had a terrible experience with them. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me grab this one so I can see with my little eyes. The messages keep coming in. 1 second. Okay. Let me see here now. Oh, Lord. Can't make this stuff up. Okay. Let me put this one up on screen so we can all read it. There we go. I had a terrible experience with them. About 2 years ago, I got a brand new vehicle from them and the engine seized. They refused to take care of it because I hadn't been able to keep up with the 3 months monthly service, as I got a car a month prior to COVID lockdowns. So I had to pay out of pocket. Wow. Okay. My car was off the road for 9 months waiting for parts. Wow. I had to rent a vehicle that whole time. I eventually posted a very honest and truthful post in the Women of Cayman Facebook group, warning others to be aware of the dealership. This was removed as I subsequently found out that one of the admins was Nigel Kello's wife. And Nigel apparently is the general manager. Wow. No, sir. But before it was deleted, it was reported to Track. I can't say by whom. And I've subsequently gotten a vile phone call from a guy who worked there called Paul while I was at work myself, shouting at me down the phone about how I was a despicable human being. No way. They better get Henry to teach them some customer service. How I was a despicable human being for posting anything and telling lies. It was all truthful. My mechanic would back that up. The guy referred to me as a thing, and before slamming the phone down on me, told me that Track would not be prepared to have any further dealings with me or provide further parts for my vehicle. Genuinely would advise all people to stay far, far away from them. Whoa. Caller? What on earth did we just read?
Well, Sandy, I don't know how to explain to you a lot of things that we read in, because it makes no sense. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, how stupid it is. But I have a bone to pick with a lot of these businesses that can afford to open up. Mm-hmm. I have a friend. He served on this island very long, very, very long. He opened a little business when I was back in school, and I was wondering, like, why did that business close down? Mm-hmm. Little did I know, when I went to see him, I bucked up into him in the clinic when I went to get some medication for my aunt. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I said, sir, I'm not going to call the name, right? But I said, sir, why did you close your business down? I mean, I actually like the business. Mm-hmm. He's very informative. He knows what he's doing. But he clearly told me, he got discouraged because somebody opened up a business with a lot more money, a lot more products, and a lot less experience. So then he closed his business down because he wasn't getting any business. And then a little bit, we know the business actually got shut down completely from the other businessman. because he had lack of experience. He couldn't stay open. Now look at it. We don't have that business no more. You know, the discouragement of people that cannot afford to keep up with the competitors that have the money that go. But like I was saying before, they don't need it. But and they want more. It's crazy. It's crazy. We're losing good quality on this competition.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it. This person listening to the program says, we worried about vetting the people coming here. People better vet the company they're coming here to work for. Henry better run fast. Lord have mercy. Poor Henry. Denver says, like I said, any mule and donkey can these days walk into our islands because our government is too slack and can't do enough due diligence in issuing permits. Just keep granting permits. Caller, good morning to the program.
Yeah, good morning again. And here we go with right where we need to be, the immigration section of our economy. Here we are. You know, I get back to this, and I think somebody attempted to give me a side swipe the last time I mentioned this issue that I'm going to mention now. I don't even remember which talk show, because I will continue to, as long as I can speak until I die, I will mention this. Talking about people coming here and they're Caymanian now and this and that and the next thing. We don't know. As generational Caymanians, we have no clue as to who is in this country. I don't know the statistics or where to go to find the statistics as to how many people have been granted my sovereignty, you call it Cayman status, PR, and all that kind of foolishness. We don't know. We don't know how many. We don't know how much. We don't know who they are. We know nothing because our government stripped away a line of protection that we had. At least we would be able to buy the Friday paper. And believe me, those Friday papers used to sell because everybody wanted their copy of who was applying for Caymanian status. And I do believe that it was put through its rigors because people were then complaining to whomever it is that the application was made. People made their voices heard. They said what they thought they knew or whatever. And that went away. We hear, somebody, I remember one time several years ago when they picked up a big bundle applications, went down to the house, and I hear that at one sitting down there, like 16 were okayed. Oh, one of them I remember hearing, she was like you would say something to do with law enforcement, and she's a good woman. She's been here X amount of years and all that kind of boohooey. And that's as near as we will ever get. And I think they were under pressure at that time that it became such an open secret. We need, and I'm talking to PAC, I'm talking to PPM, and I'm talking to anybody in between. Don't come and stand up on no platform and we Caymanians are stupid. They are taking our country away from our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. They get that. It doesn't seem to be any way out of them, we can take. No, it don't see. I can't see it. I haven't heard anything about it. They don't make anybody stand up, and I tries to like them, I tries to respect them, so on and so forth. But if it is me, or I wouldn't say my mama become a mother did, so I don't want to disrespect her. But I don't care who it is. If it is me standing up there, and I can't tell you something about immigration, pass me by, because I'm only passing through. But it's not to do any good for you or this little country. That's how they are taking Cayman from us, from under our fingernails. We know nothing, and I'm talking to every one of them. Who I know and the one too that I don't know. I know about you though. But I'm talking to generational Caymanians. Thank you.
All right. We got a caller. Caller, good morning. Next caller on the line. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Morning, my dear.
To the caller that just get through, we don't know how many, like you're saying about PRs and permanent resident and whatever, we don't know how many already get, and we don't know how many getting, because I understand what it is Wednesday. Am I right? I understand that every Wednesday they are granting, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands or whatever. So there will be more on the list for today, and we'll never know. That's something we'll never, ever find out. We'll always be guessing and wondering, and who deserve it, not getting it. So that's my piece on it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What a hot mess. 936-2626, folks, is cell phone number. Anybody else care to comment on this situation? By all means, please do so. What a mess. This person says, please advise, she says, never going back to them. Please advise people to avoid them like the plague. That was another customer. Somebody just sent me the Bermuda Consumer Protection Act. This is something we will put on our list of questions for the premiere tomorrow. He should be prepared. What a mess. People deserve better. It's just as simple as that, really. I don't know what to say, except get something moving on behalf of the people. Yes. Cameron says it's already taken away, Mama. Denver says, like I always say, I think I read this one already. Did I read this one already? Yes. Yes, sir. I'm on air live, so I can't really have no conversations right now. I'm on the radio live show, so that's why I sent you a WhatsApp message. Yes, but he seems like he's ready. Yes, sir. I just sent you a WhatsApp message. Cash. Yep. Okay, dear. All right, dear. I don't know why y'all got WhatsApp for if you're not gonna read it. All right. Trying to help out a special needs person this morning. Forgive my manners. Peter Gay says, just joining. What's the topic? Oh, honey child, you're going to have to rewind. Hit that rewind button. Magdalene says, you can't stop competition. Owning a business is not for the faint of heart. Alejandro says, we're talking about bad business. In a way. Okay, with the time we have left, let's talk about good old Canada. Our Maple Leaf Mafia friends are out there doing the most to apparently censor media. Oh, Canada, we are so disappointed. Oh, Canada. Okay, so this story is interesting. Google and Meta, who are the parent companies to Facebook, are going to be blocking, and I received this on my page yesterday. I was a bit shocked, like, what is this? But they're going to be blocking news sources from Canadian residents, which is so bizarre, and like, I'm not even sure I understand it. But basically, because Canada has passed legislation that's going to force people to pay to have links included in like news and stuff, which is just, it's like, what? I don't know what the Canadian government is thinking. I don't understand this. It's weird. It's bizarre, but it's what's happening. Okay. So the Online News Act, which goes into effect at the end of 2023, is going to compel technology companies to compensate publishers when linking to news content. According to the Canadian government, this is part of an effort to allow news publishers to earn after the internet revolution upended traditional revenue streams such as advertising. I mean, I'm thinking about this, and I remember the comment by Alden McLaughlin during COVID. It was, I remember it was during one of his press briefings, and Miss name April Cummings over at Radio Cayman said, oh, now that you guys are going to be doing the online job portal, that's going to take a lot of business away from the Compass. What's going to happen to the Compass? I'm not really sure why April was concerned about the Compass and their bottom line. But anyway, she asked the question, was the previous government prepared to save the Compass? The previous premier, Alden McLaughlin, said no. He said the Compass, just like everybody else, will have to reinvent themselves, have to innovate, do whatever they got to do to make sure that they remain profitable, stay out of the red, whatever the situation is. It's interesting because the Canadian approach seems to be to try to force people. This was back in June of 2020 that he actually made this comment. We've got the story here in case you're interested. But he said, any media that is reliant on government to survive is really not independent media. Alden McLaughlin said that himself. I kind of chuckle though, because in fact, the Compass has always relied on government to survive because government was placing all these adverts and jobs and whatever. But the idea is they're advertising. So they're getting something for it. I think what he was really saying here is that's the most that we're going to do. We're not going to do anything beyond that because that's just not our job. And so, the Compass has since then gone to one publication a week, and nobody's reading that. So when we talk about the demise of media, it's not just local media that has been impacted by this. We've been talking about this for the past 5 years on this platform. There has been a changing of the guards. There has been different ways, and people have to innovate in terms of how they're going to make their coins if they're in the world of media. So people are not going to pay you for news stories. You know how many times people message me and say, Sandy, the Compass has up this article. I can't access it because I don't have their online thing. Can you find out what it says and do a story on it for us? I get it all the time. And I'm like, okay, we will. And we're not charging you for it. So the Canadian government passed the Online News Act with the hope that it will ensure fair revenue sharing between digital platforms and news outlets. According to Pablo Rodriguez, who's the Minister of Canadian Heritage, between 2008 and 2021, 450 Canadian news outlets have closed. Canadians, it's not unique to Canada. It's happening all over the world. We were talking about this 5 years ago. You can go back and watch an episode. We might re-air that actually. In October, we're going to do like a best of series while I'm away on vacation, so y'all have something to listen to. I'm going to put that on the list because 5 years ago, we were talking about what is happening in the world of media the world over. We had somebody from the Miami Herald. We had news people from Jamaica, AP people. We're aware, Canadian government, of what's happening. Nothing new. Yes, digital platforms have come into play. They said, digital platforms have come to play an integral role in Canada's news ecosystem, shifting the way Canadians access news content that is vital to democracy. These platforms can play an important role in supporting the production of trusted news and information as well. Apparently, Australia passed a similar measure in 2021, requiring technology giants Facebook and Google to pay for news content shared on their platform, and more countries are now looking to follow as news outlets continue to lay off journalists in record numbers. I'm not so sure, though, that this is the answer, right? We have to recognize that industries innovate and they change throughout history. And sometimes the advent of technology means that industries will disappear. Now, how exactly are they going to do this? They're going up against some pretty big giants. Facebook, Meta, they're pushing back and they're saying that this amounts to a link tax. And Meta insisted that Canadian news organizations are benefiting from free marketing, which is worth more than $230 million. I kind of agree with Facebook and Meta on this because, listen, I see the stats. We publish stories on our website and we then share the stories and the links on social media. 80% of our traffic is referred from Facebook back to our website. So I get exactly what Facebook is saying. When I tell you that some months our reach on Facebook is over 2 million people, that's all over the world, all over the globe. They're not hearing nothing about Cayman Mall Road if it wasn't for Facebook. So thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Meta. Thank you, Google. And then they go, ooh, what's this story? They link back. Now, these links are important. I do understand that, just like when we blew up the Gigi Hadid story, to be quite frank and honest. We had so many people sharing this story all over the world, and 99% of them, except for TMZ, I'm disappointed, TMZ, 99% of them shared the link back to the original source of the story, which was Cayman Mall Road. And that helps to grow your audience. I don't agree with the Canadian government trying to force, these people to pay for links and whatever. I think what you will find is people will always find a way around it, and they're just not going to do it. So the Facebook folks have said, no, they're not going to do it. They're not going to play game with the Canadian government. Let me show you all, in fact, what they have indicated will happen instead. So this is what showed up yesterday in my news feed. Now, the funny thing is, remember a couple of days ago, I was telling you all that we have a colleague from Canada who's visiting, and we had brunch with him on Sunday, and he was talking about a lot of different things with the Canadian government. Funny enough, this is one of the things he mentioned. He's like, the Canadian government looks like they've lost all their good senses and they've gone crazy and haywire and whatever. Well, when I saw this pop up on my news feed yesterday, I said, ooh, honey child, seems like this man was spot on. See? People in Canada can't see some of your news content in response to the Canadian government's legislation. Some content from news publications, such as posts, stories, and reels, can't be viewed in Canada. Boom. Meta just dropped the proverbial bomb on them. And then when you click on learn more, it gave you this whole descriptive thing of why that is and what's going on and blah, blah, blah. So if you're in Canada, you can no longer share or view news links or content on Facebook, including news articles and audiovisual content posted by news outlets. You know the negative impact that this will have on news outlets in Canada? You can no longer see links or content from any news outlet pages, even if you search for them or follow them. Listen, Facebook just tapped the Canadian Prime Minister, what's his name, Trudeau, on his little head and said, come again, sir. You must be crazy. Come again, because we are not going to allow this to happen. Venice says that guy in Canada is a dictator. Gabby says people only buy the Compass for the classified section. Well, they don't even buy it for that anymore because those jobs are supposed to be listed on the government website. Venice says, look at all the censorship that was just revealed with the USA between the CDC, DOJ, and FBI. Look at the craziness going on there. So all I can tell you, if you're Canadian and you enjoy listening to the cold hard truth, as of yesterday, Facebook is blocking you now. So they've identified us as a news outlet. I have a bone to pick with Facebook about that. But anyway, all I can tell you, folks, is that get yourself a VPN like everybody else and try to work around it. Because trust and believe, you're only going to be able to read Canadian news. Like, I don't even know how the heck that works. El Rey says Facebook just dropped a big old flour cement block on them. You better believe it. I don't know much about Trudeau, but Denver says he's going communist. I think he has admitted to publicly to liking certain communist regimes in the past. Lord Jesus, man, get it together, because it makes us all wonder, like, WTF is going on. Seriously. All right, folks, that's the end of our show today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We wish you the best of luck with your Changan vehicles. Insurance companies, writing them off because can't get parts. I forgot to tell Henry that, but I guess he'll figure it out. Banks don't want to give you loans anymore. I think it's safe to say that this brand will soon disappear from the Cayman market, and probably rightfully so. Now, what are we going to do with all these fairly new cars, around the place? Only Jesus knows. More cars for the landfill. Maybe they can scrap them and make something out of them, like robotics or something. I don't know. Folks, have yourselves a beautiful and safe Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, the premiere will be here at 8:30. 7:30, tune in early. We're going to talk about the allegations against the tattoo rapist, alleged rapist, and we'll see the long rabbit hole that exists in that particular situation. Y'all have a beautiful day.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.